the world shifts in ways that most never notice. Beneath the surface of everyday life, beyond the headlines and distractions, forces move unseen, shaping reality in ways you were never meant to comprehend. You were never supposed to see behind the curtain, and yet, somehow, you did. Somehow, your words, your actions, intentional or not, set something in motion that even those in the highest circles could no longer ignore. And now, a message arrives from the shadows. A Secret Service agent, someone trained to observe but never be seen, to protect but never be known, steps forward, not for recognition, not for confession, but for gratitude. Not to a president, not to a dignitary, but to you, the one they now call the Chosen One. You may not know what you did. You may not even believe you played a role, but the agent knows the truth, and for the first time, they are breaking their silence to tell you exactly why. Chapter 1. The moment doubt began. For years, doubt had no place in their world. Doubt was a weakness, a liability that could mean the difference between life and death. As an agent, they had been trained to trust the system, to follow orders without hesitation, to believe that every mission had a purpose, every classified file was sealed for a reason, and every enemy had been identified through careful, calculated intelligence. There was no room for questioning. There was only duty, and for a long time that was enough. Then they came across you. At first they dismissed you entirely. Just another voice in the endless noise, another so-called truth seeker lost in the labyrinth of online speculation. The internet was filled with people who thought they had cracked the code, self-proclaimed experts, conspiracy theorists, armchair analysts who wove intricate stories from scattered bits of information, convinced they had uncovered hidden realities. The agent had seen them all before. In their world, people like you were either harmless or dangerous, but either way, never worth the attention. But then something happened. You said something. The kind of information that was locked behind the highest levels of clearance, known only to those who lived in the world of classified briefings and sealed records. The kind of information that made their blood run cold. For the first time in their career, the agent hesitated. They tried to rationalize it. Coincidence, perhaps. A lucky guess. A fabrication stitched together from unrelated pieces of information. That had to be it. That was the only logical explanation. But logic wasn't enough to shake the feeling in their gut. They had been trained to detect deception, to read micro-expressions, to sense when something didn't add up. And this was different. This wasn't deception. They verified. They dug into the records, cross-referenced classified reports, searched for inconsistencies. They ran your words against the files they had sworn to protect, the files that should have remained hidden. And that was when everything changed. Because the pattern was there, buried, disguised, but undeniable, just as you had said. At that moment, something cracked inside them. A fracture in the foundation of everything they had believed. It was subtle at the beginning, almost imperceptible. But it was there, a splinter of doubt, a whisper in the back of their mind that refused to be silenced. They had spent their life believing in the system. But now, for the first time, they weren't sure if the system had ever truly believed in them. Chapter 2. The cracks in the foundation. The deeper they looked, the worse it became. They had hoped to disprove it, to find the flaw in your words, to reaffirm the truth they had built their entire life around. But instead, every new piece of information only confirmed what they were beginning to fear. The world was not what they had been told it was. The reports they had trusted, the intelligence briefings they had followed, the missions they had carried out with unwavering conviction, all of it was tainted. The inconsistencies were no longer minor. They weren't simple errors or misinterpretations. They were deliberate, manipulated, designed to deceive. The agent retraced the steps of their past assignments, revisited old cases with new eyes. They combed through files they once read without question, but this time, they saw what had been hidden in plain sight. Connections between supposedly unrelated events. buried truths disguised as irrelevant details, names that shouldn't have appeared together, locations that overlapped too perfectly, patterns that defied coincidence. What was once a neatly ordered reality was now unraveling before them, and they could no longer pretend it was just a mistake. It was a web, a carefully constructed illusion designed to keep even those on the inside blind to the full picture. And you, an outsider, someone with no badge, no clearance, no official standing, had somehow seen it before they did. That realization shook them to their core. How could someone with no access to classified intelligence know what was never meant to be known? How could a voice lost in the vast sea of speculation have landed so dangerously close to the truth? The agent had worked with some of the most sophisticated minds in intelligence, had access to the most advanced surveillance and security measures, yet you had glimpsed something that had eluded them all. It defied explanation, and that was the most terrifying part. For the first time in their life, the agent questioned whether they had ever truly been on the right side. They had always believed in the system not just as an institution, but as something greater, a force of order, a protector of truth. But now, as they stood at the edge of revelation, they realized something horrifying. They had never been protecting the truth. They had been protecting the lie, and that changed everything. They weren't just facing an internal crisis. They weren't just questioning their career. This was bigger. This was a fracture in the very foundation of the world they had dedicated their life to serving. If the system was built on deception, then what did that make them? A soldier? A pawn? A puppet? They had spent years enforcing the rules, believing they were preserving order. But now they had to ask themselves, order for whom? Because if everything they had believed was a lie, then maybe you weren't just another voice in the void. Maybe you were something else entirely. Chapter 3. The Underground Network. There are places in this world that don't exist on any map, places hidden beneath our feet, woven into the very infrastructure of society, yet unseen by those who walk above. The agent had spent years moving through classified corridors, accessing restricted zones, stepping through doors the public would never even know existed. But even they weren't prepared for what lay beneath. It started with a case. Missing persons. Not the kind that made headlines. Not the kind that led to frantic news reports or desperate public searches. These were different. No ransom notes. No bodies. No clues. Just people vanishing. Their existence erased so thoroughly that it was as if they had never lived at all. The records didn't add up. Families that should have spoken out remained silent. Official reports were vague, incomplete, deliberately redacted. Someone had gone to great lengths to make sure no one asked the wrong questions, but the agent asked, and the trail led them underground. Beneath abandoned buildings, beneath government facilities, beneath even the ordinary city streets, they found something impossible to ignore. A vast, concealed network of tunnels. Some were old, forgotten subway expansions, wartime bunkers, emergency escape routes for those who never wanted to be found. But some were new. Too new. Built with precision, reinforced, structured with an intent that was undeniable. These weren't just passageways. They were corridors of power, hidden arteries running beneath civilization itself. They weren't empty. The agent wasn't the only one using these tunnels. A group had claimed them. Organized, well-funded, deeply connected. This wasn't a scattered collection of criminals or rogue operators. This was something older, a system, a hidden order operating beyond the reach of law, beyond the sight of even the most classified intelligence agencies. The agent thought it was just another shadow government, another faction within the elite pulling strings from behind the scenes. But the deeper they went, the more they realized this was something much darker. It wasn't just about power or influence. It was a cult. Not the kind that gathered in remote compounds with fanatics preaching doomsday prophecies. This was something different, something embedded. Judges, bankers, military officials, corporate executives, figures who moved in plain sight, who shaped policies and dictated the course of nations, Yet behind closed doors, they were something else entirely. They weren't just protecting the system. They were feeding it. The more the agent uncovered, the more disturbing it became. Records, shipping manifests, financial transactions, encrypted communications. People weren't just disappearing. They were being taken. And when their network was threatened, they had a plan. Fires, collapses, accidents, the kind that erased evidence and eliminated anyone who got too close. But this time, something went wrong. Someone disrupted their escape. And now, for the first time, the cult was trapped in its own web. The agent knew this wasn't a coincidence. The timing was too perfect. The interference is too precise. Someone had sealed their final escape route before they could use it. Someone they had never accounted for. And now, in their desperation, the cult was looking for answers. They were looking for you. Chapter 4. The War in the Shadows. They weren't supposed to fear you. You weren't in their calculations. You weren't on their lists of threats, their watch lists, their contingency plans. People like you weren't meant to see behind the curtain. You weren't part of their world, their carefully controlled network of secrecy, their ranks of operatives and insiders. You had no official clearance, no classified access, no authority in the hidden corridors of power. By every definition, you were an outsider. And yet, you knew things. They dismissed you, just as they had dismissed so many before. They had spent years mastering the art of deception, controlling the flow of information, twisting reality to fit their design. They knew how to silence inconvenient voices. When someone got too close to the truth, they drowned them in noise ridicule, censorship, carefully crafted disinformation. Fact-checkers appeared overnight to debunk your claims. Articles flooded the internet, dismissing your words as wild speculation. Algorithms buried your content, ensuring that only a handful of people would ever see it. But you didn't stop. And that's when they realized you were different. Your words didn't just spread, they stuck. People weren't just listening, they were questioning. They were digging deeper, finding their own proof, connecting the same patterns you had uncovered. The things you revealed weren't just theories. They were pieces of something much larger. And worst of all, you couldn't be bought. You couldn't be scared into silence. You couldn't be erased. So they escalated, financial troubles appearing out of nowhere. Banks freezing accounts without explanation, a sudden IRS audit, a job offer mysteriously revoked, friends and family distancing themselves, some even turning against you. Then the shadows came closer. Strangers lingering a little too long. Cars parked outside your home, engines running, tinted windows never rolling down. Odd glitches in your phone calls dropping, messages failing to send, unfamiliar numbers appearing repeatedly. The warnings became direct, anonymous messages, a voice on the other end of a call whispering, "Stop digging." Emails with no sender, no subject, just a single phrase, "Walk away." When you still didn't stop, they moved to the final stage. A near miss with an out-of-control car that shouldn't have been there. A gas leak in your home that no one could explain. An illness that struck suddenly, aggressively, something that felt engineered rather than natural. You weren't supposed to survive. But you did. Every attempt to remove you, to silence you, to make you disappear, it all fell apart. Their plans unraveled before they could be completed. And that terrified them, because it meant they weren't in control. The agent saw what was happening and understood. This wasn't just intelligence. This wasn't just politics. This wasn't just power. This was something bigger. Something protecting you. Not luck. Not coincidence. Something greater. And that's when the agent knew this wasn't just a war of secrets. This was a war of light and darkness. You were at the center of it. Chapter 5. Judgment. In many years, they believed they were untouchable, moving unseen, manipulating the world from the shadows, shaping reality as they saw fit. They had built an empire on deception, on controlling narratives, on ensuring that those who stood against them either fell into silence or were erased entirely. They dictated outcomes. They erased threats. They wrote the rules. But now, something is happening that they never anticipated. Their world is collapsing. The agent has seen it firsthand, the cracks forming at every level. Leaders once thought to be invincible are running. Some have vanished without a trace, retreating into the very shadows they once commanded. Others have been cast aside by their own, discarded as liabilities, their protection stripped away. The ones who remain are beginning to unravel, and not just in ways the world can see. They are suffering. Unnatural deaths, sudden, aggressive illnesses with no clear cause. Public breakdowns as their carefully maintained composure crumbles in front of cameras, in boardrooms, in courtrooms. Some whisper of strange occurrences, visions, voices, things they cannot explain. The same darkness they once wielded to control others has turned against them, consuming them from within. The hunter has become the hunted, and no one knows why. They spent decades mocking the idea of divine justice, laughing at those who believed in higher powers, in forces beyond what could be controlled or manipulated. To them, faith was a weakness, something to exploit, a tool to use against those who still believed in light, in truth, in righteousness. They convinced themselves that their darkness was stronger, that they could cheat fate, that they could bend the laws of existence to their will. But reality doesn't work that way, because the agent has seen things they cannot explain. They have watched as every attempt to stop you failed, every plan unraveled before it could be carried out, every betrayal exposed before it could take root, every moment when you should have been erased. And yet, you're still here. And now, the ones who orchestrated this hidden world are afraid, because for the first time, they are no longer in control. The whispers that once served them now haunt them. The shadows they once commanded now consume them. The same forces they believed would protect them are abandoning them. This is judgment. Not from a court, not from a government. Something greater. And the agent, once a skeptic, now understands the truth. This was never just a battle of information. It was never just about intelligence, or power, or secrecy. This was spiritual. They don't know what you are: a messenger, a disruptor, a force beyond their comprehension. But they do know this. The cult fears you. Not because you fight them with weapons, not because you have access to their secrets, but because something is protecting you, and nothing, not their power, their influence, their hidden networks can stand against it. Their time is up, and they know it. They tried to silence you. They buried your words, drowned your voice in a flood of misinformation, and labeled you everything they could to make the world turn away. When that failed, they resorted to stronger tactics: manipulation, intimidation, isolation. They did everything in their power to make you doubt yourself, to make you question whether speaking out was worth the risk. But you didn't stop, and that terrifies them. Because despite all their influence, despite all their carefully crafted illusions, they couldn't erase you. They couldn't control the one thing they fear most: the truth. Now, their world is unraveling. The deception they spent decades perfecting is coming apart at the seams. People are waking up. The whispers in the dark are growing louder. You started something they can no longer contain, and that is why you must keep speaking. Your words matter more than you realize. Every voice that refuses to be silenced chips away at the foundation of their control. Every person who listens, who questions, who dares to look beyond the illusion, weakens their grip just a little more. The more of us who stand together, the faster their empire of lies crumbles. The agent sees this now. They understand something they never did before. You were never alone. You were never just one voice in the void. You are part of something greater. And for that, they want to say something they never thought they would. Thank you. For standing when others fell. For refusing to be silenced. For proving that the truth cannot be erased. But this fight is far from over. If you feel this message in your soul, if you know the weight of this truth, don't let it end here. Share it. Spread it. Speak it. Let them know that you are still here, still watching, still breaking the chains they thought would hold you forever. And if you are ready to go deeper, if you want to uncover more of what they never wanted you to see, subscribe to this channel. Join this movement. Because the more of us who rise, the louder our voices become. They spent their lives believing they were untouchable. It's time to show them that they were wrong. Let me begin by asking you a question that may seem simple at first, but I want you to truly reflect on it. What are you allowing into your life right now that could be silently lowering your vibration? Because here's the truth. Your life, your energy, and your reality are all deeply intertwined with the vibrational frequency you hold. Everything you touch, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, either elevates you or weighs you down. As a chosen one, your energy is sacred. It is the light that fuels your purpose, the force that attracts blessings, and the key to manifesting the reality you were destined to live. But if you are serious about stepping into your purpose, if you are truly committed to maintaining high vibrations, you must be mindful of the things that lower your frequency. Now, have you ever felt a heaviness in your spirit after engaging with something or someone that drained your energy? That sense of unease when you ignored your intuition and interacted with something that just didn't feel right? Yet how often do we dismiss those feelings? How often do we convince ourselves that it's harmless, that it doesn't really matter, that we can rise above it? But here's something you must understand. Energy is contagious. Vibrations are real, and everything in this world, from people to ideas to emotions, carries a frequency. When you engage with something of a lower vibration, no matter how strong you think you are, it affects you. It pulls you down, sometimes so subtly that you don't even realize it until it's too late. So let's get into it. If you are truly dedicated to keeping your vibrations high, there are certain things you must never touch. The first and most dangerous thing you must avoid is toxic relationships. And this isn't just about romantic relationships. It extends to every connection in your life, including friendships, family members, co-workers, and even acquaintances who bring negativity into your space. Toxicity does not always come in obvious forms. Sometimes it hides behind the mask of familiarity, obligation, or even love. But regardless of how it presents itself, one undeniable truth remains. These relationships have the power to lower your vibration, drain your energy, and pull you away from your highest self. You know exactly who these people are. They are the ones who criticize more than they encourage, who gossip instead of uplift, who seem to take more from you than they ever give. These are the individuals who operate from a place of negativity, who constantly complain, judge, and spread fear. And while it's easy to justify keeping them around, because of shared history, because they are family, because you don't want to seem unkind, the reality is that every relationship is an energy exchange. Every time you engage with someone, you are absorbing some of their energy, while also giving away some of your own. If you are constantly surrounded by those who vibrate at a lower frequency, it is only a matter of time before their energy begins to influence you, subtly shifting your thoughts, emotions, and even your perception of yourself. Yet, despite knowing how draining these connections can be, many of us continue to hold on. Why? Because of fear. The fear of being alone, the fear of confrontation, or the fear of change. We tell ourselves that we owe these relationships something, that walking away would be selfish or cruel. Some of us believe we can fix them, that if we just love them enough, support them enough, or guide them in the right direction, they will change. But here's a hard truth that many chosen ones struggle to accept. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot save someone who refuses to save themselves. No matter how much love and light you bring into a relationship, if the other person is unwilling to rise, they will only pull you down in the process. And here's the dangerous part. This kind of energy drain does not always happen suddenly or dramatically. More often than not, it is a slow and subtle erosion of your spirit. One negative conversation at a time. One instance of self-doubt planted by their words. One moment of absorbing their pessimism and carrying it as your own. Before you know it, you find yourself more anxious, more doubtful, more exhausted than before, wondering why your light feels dimmer, and your energy feels heavier. So how do you break free? The first step is awareness. Recognizing the relationships that are no longer serving your highest good is essential. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with someone. Do you feel uplifted, inspired, and aligned? Or do you feel drained, frustrated, and disconnected from yourself? Your emotions are your greatest guide. They will always reveal who is adding to your energy and who is depleting it. Once you have identified the toxic connections in your life, the next step is the hardest one: letting go. This does not always mean cutting people off completely, but it does mean setting firm boundaries and protecting your energy. Some people will not understand your decision to step back, and that is okay. You do not owe anyone an explanation for choosing peace over chaos, light over darkness, or self-preservation over self-sacrifice. This journey is not easy. You may grieve the loss of certain relationships, even if you know they were unhealthy. But remember this: growth often requires separation. Just as a tree must shed its dead leaves to make room for new growth, you must release what is no longer serving you to make space for what is meant to flourish in your life. Protecting your vibration is not selfish. It is necessary. Your energy is sacred, and it should only be shared with those who respect and honor it. If someone is not contributing to your growth, your joy, and your higher purpose, then they do not deserve a front-row seat in your life. At the end of the day, being a chosen one means being discerning about who and what you allow into your energetic space. Not everyone who is drawn to your light is meant to walk this path with you. Some people come into your life as lessons, while others are meant to walk beside you as blessings. The key is knowing the difference and having the courage to release anything that no longer aligns with your highest self. Now, let's talk about something even more subtle but just as dangerous: the content you consume. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with information. Think about how much time we spend scrolling through social media, watching TV, listening to music, reading the news, or even just mindlessly absorbing whatever pops up on our screens. Content is everywhere, and it never stops. The question is, what are you allowing into your mind? Most people don't realize that every word, every image, every sound carries a vibration. Everything you expose yourself to has the potential to either elevate your energy or lower it. Some content is uplifting, inspiring, and aligned with the frequency you are trying to hold. But much of it is not. In fact, a significant portion of the content we consume daily is designed to do the exact opposite. It is programmed to keep you in fear, trap you in comparison, and hold you in a mindset of judgment and lack. Social media, for example, can be one of the biggest culprits. We scroll mindlessly, consuming a mix of negativity, unrealistic standards, and carefully curated versions of people's lives that make us feel as though we are falling behind. Without realizing it, we begin to compare ourselves to these filtered realities, questioning our own worth and accomplishments. We see headlines designed to provoke anxiety, influencers promoting unattainable lifestyles, and endless opinions that may not align with our truth, yet somehow infiltrate our subconscious. And the scariest part? We don't even realize it's happening. We tell ourselves, it's just entertainment, it's just background noise, or it doesn't really affect me. But here's the truth. The content you consume becomes the thoughts you think, and the thoughts you think shape the reality you create. Every single time you expose yourself to fear-based news, gossip, or negativity, you are allowing that energy into your mental space. Every time you listen to music with lyrics that glorify pain, anger, or self-destruction, you are reinforcing those emotions within yourself. Every time you engage with content that promotes scarcity, insecurity, or division, you are programming your mind to see the world through that lens. And it doesn't just stop at social media or music. The movies you watch, the books you read, the conversations you engage in, all of it contributes to your mental and emotional state. If you are not consciously choosing what you allow into your mind, then the world is programming it for you. So, ask yourself, are you consuming content that elevates you or content that lowers you? Because here's the thing, your mind is the most powerful tool you have for creating your reality. Whatever you feed it consistently will become the foundation of your thoughts, emotions, and ultimately, your actions. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, fear, and division, you will begin to see the world through that perspective. But if you choose to fill your mind with wisdom, inspiration, and high vibrational content, your perception of life will shift accordingly. The good news? You have control. You get to decide what you engage with. You get to curate your mental diet just as carefully as you would your physical one. Just as you wouldn't willingly consume poison, you must learn to avoid mental toxins that weaken your energy and keep you stuck in lower frequencies. Here's how you can start protecting your mind. Be intentional about your content choices. Before engaging with anything, whether it's a movie, a book, or a social media post, ask yourself, how will this affect my energy? Does this align with the vibration I want to hold? If it doesn't serve you, don't engage. Unfollow negativity. Social media can be a powerful tool when used wisely. If a page, account, or channel constantly spreads fear, drama, or unrealistic comparisons, unfollow it. Surround your feed with content that uplifts, educates, and inspires. Limit news consumption. Staying informed is important, but being bombarded with fear-driven headlines daily is not. The media thrives on sensationalism, and constant exposure to negative news can leave you feeling anxious, hopeless, and drained. Choose when and how you receive information, and focus on solutions rather than problems. Be mindful of music and entertainment. Lyrics, stories, and images have a profound effect on the subconscious mind. Pay attention to what you're listening to and watching. If the energy behind it is destructive, chaotic, or heavy, consider choosing something more uplifting. Prioritize real-world experiences. Instead of spending hours consuming content online, engage with real life. Read books that expand your mind. Have meaningful conversations with people who inspire you. Spend time in nature, meditate, and connect with yourself. At the end of the day, your mind is sacred space. Guard it fiercely. The world will always try to pull you into distraction, fear, and comparison, but you have the power to choose what you engage with. The more intentional you are about the content you consume, the higher your vibration will be, and the more aligned you will become with the life you were meant to live. But it's not just the people you surround yourself with or the content you consume that you need to be mindful of. It's also your own habits. The things you do when no one is watching, the choices you make daily, the way you treat your body, your mind, and your spirit. All of these play a significant role in shaping your energy. Whether you realize it or not, every action you take carries a vibration. Some actions strengthen your energy, elevate your frequency, and bring you closer to your higher self. Others weaken you, drain your vitality, and pull you away from your true purpose. So let's talk about the aspects of your daily life that silently influence your vibration. Number 1. The foods you eat, fuel or poison. Your body is the vessel that carries your energy in this physical world. What you put into it directly affects how you feel, how you think, and how you function. Yet so many of us treat food as an afterthought, consuming whatever is convenient rather than what is nourishing. But here's something to consider. Food carries energy, just like everything else. Fresh, whole, and nutrient-dense foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and natural, unprocessed ingredients are alive with energy. They fuel your body in a way that aligns with your natural state of vitality. On the other hand, highly processed foods, artificial ingredients, excessive sugar, and chemical-laden junk food are low vibrational and deplete your body's natural energy reserves. These foods may give you a temporary sense of satisfaction, but over time, they leave you feeling sluggish, drained, and disconnected from your highest self. Ask yourself, are you eating foods that nourish your body, or are you consuming things that leave you feeling heavy and lethargic? Because here's the truth. The more you fuel your body with high vibrational nutrition, the more aligned you become. Your mind becomes clearer, your intuition sharpens, and your physical energy strengthens, all of which contribute to maintaining a high frequency. Number 2. The thoughts you entertain, Your mind is a magnet. Your thoughts are like seeds. Whatever you plant in your mind will eventually grow into your reality. Every thought you entertain, whether positive or negative, carries a frequency. The question is, are you feeding your mind with empowering thoughts, or are you allowing negativity to take over? So many people unconsciously program their minds with self-doubt, fear, and limitation. They replay past mistakes, focus on what could go wrong, and tell themselves stories about why they're not good enough, not ready, or not capable. Over time, these thoughts shape their entire perception of life, creating a cycle of low vibrational energy that becomes difficult to break free from. But here's the good news. You have control over your thoughts. You are not obligated to believe everything your mind tells you. You have the power to redirect your focus, to reframe negativity, and to choose thoughts that align with your highest self. Ask yourself, do you wake up with a mindset of gratitude and possibility, or do you immediately focus on stress and problems? Your mind is a magnet. What you focus on, you attract. If you continuously allow yourself to dwell in negativity, you will lower your vibration and struggle to manifest the life you desire. But if you fill your mind with empowering thoughts, positive affirmations, and high-frequency beliefs, you will elevate yourself to a state of alignment and abundance. Number 3. How you spend your time. Purpose or distraction. Time is one of the most valuable resources you have, yet many people waste it on things that do not serve them, mindlessly scrolling through social media, binge-watching TV shows that add no value, engaging in gossip, or distracting themselves with activities that provide temporary satisfaction but no long-term fulfillment. Your energy follows your focus. If you spend most of your time on low vibrational activities, your energy will reflect that. But if you consciously choose to invest your time in things that uplift, inspire, and align with your purpose, you will naturally operate at a higher frequency. Ask yourself, are you spending your time on things that align with your purpose, or are you letting distractions consume you? The way you spend your time reflects what you value. If you truly want to maintain a high vibration, you must be intentional with your energy and ensure that your actions align with your higher self. Number 4. Living in alignment with your truth. Nothing lowers your vibration faster than betraying your own truth. When you say one thing but do another, when you ignore your intuition, when you compromise your values for the sake of convenience, approval, or fear, you create an internal disconnect, and that disconnect is like a leak in your energy field. It may be subtle at first, but over time, it drains you in ways you may not even realize. Every time you ignore your inner guidance, every time you allow external influences to dictate your choices, and every time you sacrifice your authenticity to fit in or please others, you weaken your energetic alignment. The result? A feeling of unease, dissatisfaction, and a loss of connection to your higher self. But here's the empowering truth. You can always realign. You can always choose to return to your truth, to honor your intuition, and to live in a way that reflects who you truly are. Ask yourself, are you making decisions that reflect your true values and beliefs, or are you allowing outside forces to dictate your path? Your energy is too valuable to be wasted on anything that is not in alignment with your soul's purpose. If something doesn't feel right, it's a sign that it's lowering your vibration. Honor that feeling. Protect your energy. Live in alignment with your truth, and your vibration will naturally rise. But let's go even deeper, because it's not just external things that lower your vibration. It's the internal ones too. The unseen burdens you carry within you, the thoughts you replay, the emotions you refuse to release. These can be even more damaging than the people or environments around you. How often do we allow our past to define us? We replay old wounds in our minds, reliving painful experiences as if feeling them again will somehow change what has already happened. We hold on to resentment, unable to forgive, believing that keeping the pain alive will somehow serve justice. We carry guilt over things we cannot undo, shame over moments where we fell short, and fear that we are still not enough. And then, There are the stories we tell ourselves, the ones that keep us small. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve happiness. I'll never succeed. I'm too broken to heal. These thoughts become chains, silently anchoring you to a lower vibration. They are insidious because they operate beneath the surface, shaping your perception of yourself and the world around you. And the longer you hold on to them, the more power they gain over you. But here's the truth you need to remember. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your fears. Every time you dwell on them, you are handing over your power, allowing them to dim your light and dictate your future. But you were never meant to live in limitation. You are more powerful than you realize. And the moment you choose to release fear, doubt, and the stories of lack, you begin to rise. You step into your true power. You reclaim your energy. And when you do, you vibrate at a frequency that attracts healing, abundance, and purpose. So now let me ask you again. What are you willing to let go of to protect your vibration? Are you ready to release toxic relationships that drain your energy and keep you stuck in cycles of negativity? Will you step away from negative content that fills your mind with fear, doubt, and comparison? Are you willing to break free from self-sabotaging habits that hold you back from stepping into your highest potential? And perhaps most importantly, are you ready to free yourself from fear and limiting beliefs? The silent forces that whisper you're not enough, that keep you playing small when you were meant to shine? Because the truth is, the cost of holding on to these things is far greater than the temporary discomfort of letting them go. Growth requires release. Transformation demands space. And when you finally decide to let go of what no longer serves you, when you create room for higher frequencies to enter your life, you will begin to experience a powerful shift. Your energy will feel lighter, your path will feel clearer, and your purpose will feel closer than ever before. Your energy is sacred. Protect it. Honor it. Guard it fiercely. Because the world needs your light now more than ever. You were not meant to dim your radiance to make others comfortable. You were not meant to live in fear, in lack, in self-doubt. You were meant to rise. And today, you have the power to choose that path. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments. What are you releasing today to protect your vibration? And if you're ready to step fully into your power, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another message to elevate your energy. Let's rise together. If you are watching this video, understand that it is by divine design. You did not stumble upon this message by accident. God led you here because something powerful is about to unfold in your life. The delay is over. The barriers are breaking, and the promises that seemed distant are now within your reach. For too long, you have watched others rise while you remained in the shadows. You have endured the pain of waiting, the burden of expectations unfulfilled, and the weight of dreams deferred. You have prayed. You have sacrificed. You have fought battles in silence. But hear this clearly. Your season of waiting is over. Every closed door, every missed opportunity, every setback was not a rejection but a preparation. God was refining you, strengthening you, and positioning you for something greater than you ever imagined. And now, the time has come. This is more than just a financial breakthrough. This is about divine timing, supernatural acceleration, and stepping into the fullness of your destiny. The destiny written for you before you even took your first breath. The enemy tried to hold you back. Circumstances tried to break you. But you endured. You remained faithful even when everything around you told you to quit. And because of that faithfulness, God is about to reward you in ways that will leave those around you speechless. But before we go any further, take a moment to activate this shift in your life. Like this message, comment 11 as a declaration of alignment with divine timing, and subscribe to ensure you never miss what God is about to do in your life. The universe, the divine, and every force working on your behalf are now moving at full speed. If you ever believed the struggle would last forever, if you ever questioned whether your prayers were heard, Listen carefully. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. God has not forgotten you. He has seen the silent tears you cried when no one was watching. He has heard the prayers you whispered in the dark, the ones you weren't even sure reached heaven. He has felt the weight of your struggles, the exhaustion in your spirit, and the moments when you gave, even when you had nothing left. He witnessed the nights you pressed forward despite your weariness, the days when everything inside of you screamed to quit, yet you chose to hold on. Every battle you fought in silence, every moment of pain, and every season of waiting were not in vain. They were not meant to break you, but to prepare you. Your faith has been tested, your endurance refined, and your spirit strengthened. What once seemed like endless delays were actually moments of divine alignment, positioning you for a victory that will be undeniable. And now, the time has come for you to reap what you have sown. The disappointments, the setbacks, the hardships, they are no longer your story. You are stepping into a new reality. The old version of you, the one who doubted, the one who struggled, the one who felt unworthy, no longer exists. That person is gone. You are rising. You are stepping into a life where abundance is your portion, where lack is no longer your story, and where God's divine favor follows you in everything you do. This is your season. This is your moment. And nothing, no force in this world, can stop what God has set in motion. Walk forward in faith, with confidence and boldness, knowing that everything is aligning for your highest good. The very things you once prayed for are now manifesting. What once felt impossible is now within reach. Get ready, because this is just the beginning of something greater than you ever imagined. You have endured the hardships, the doubts, and the setbacks, but hear this: every challenge was a refining fire, molding you into the person you were always meant to be. Nothing you have gone through was wasted. Every tear, every moment of uncertainty, every painful waiting season, it all had a purpose. Your pain was not in vain. It was preparation. Your waiting was not wasted. It was alignment. And now, God is about to pour blessings into your life in ways you never expected. Doors that once seemed permanently closed will suddenly swing open. Opportunities will appear in places where you once saw only obstacles. The very people who doubted you, who ridiculed your faith, and who dismissed your potential will watch in amazement as you rise beyond their expectations. But this elevation is not about revenge. It is not about proving anyone wrong or seeking validation. This is about God's glory shining through you in a way that no one can ignore. When God blesses His chosen ones, He does it in a way that leaves no room for doubt, so that the world knows it was His hand that made it happen. And understand this: abundance is not just about wealth. It is about peace that cannot be shaken. It is about walking in your true purpose. It is about stepping boldly into the divine calling placed on your life before you even took your first breath. When you stop seeking approval from the world and start walking in full alignment with God's plan, that is when the floodgates of prosperity open. What you once chased will now chase you. What you once longed for will now be drawn to you effortlessly, because you are moving in divine alignment. So prepare yourself. The struggles that once defined your life are now part of your testimony. What once seemed impossible is now inevitable. Everything that has been working against you is now shifting in your favor. Everything that felt scattered is now aligning. Everything that appeared broken is now coming together in divine order. God is about to move in your life in a way that will leave you speechless. The season of waiting is over. The season of breakthroughs has begun. Get ready. You may have been overlooked, underestimated, and even betrayed, but understand this: every bit of it was necessary for this moment. The people who dismissed you, the ones who doubted your potential and ridiculed your faith, will soon witness firsthand how God's favor works. But their recognition is not what you need, and their validation was never required. The only approval that matters is God's, and He has already chosen you. Your journey is not just about you. Your breakthrough is meant to inspire, to uplift, and to remind others that faith, perseverance, and divine alignment always lead to victory. Your testimony will bring hope to those who are still in their waiting season, proving that God is always faithful. So stand tall, chosen one. Everything that was meant to break you has only made you stronger. The struggle, the moments of just barely getting by, the nights of questioning if you would ever see the light, it is over. God is opening doors you never even knew existed. He is placing you in rooms you never thought you would enter. The things you once longed for, prayed for, and fought for are now within your grasp. This is not just another season. This is your season of overflow, abundance, and divine transformation. The enemy tried to trap you in a cycle of lack, doubt, and fear, but those chains are breaking. You are stepping into generational wealth, divine opportunities, and a future far greater than anything you imagined. But with this blessing comes a responsibility to be wise, discerning, and steadfast. Not everyone will be happy for you. Not everyone will celebrate your breakthrough. Some will question, why you? Some will wonder, why now? But their opinions hold no power over what God has ordained. Do not waste your time explaining yourself to those who will never understand. Do not look back at the people who tried to keep you small. They will watch from the sidelines as you step into your abundance. And when they ask how it happened, when they wonder why you, the answer will be simple. Because God said so. What is happening in your life right now is not just a one-time blessing. This is a continuous flow of divine favor. This is not temporary, not fleeting, not here today and gone tomorrow. This is overflow. You have been tested in the fire, refined through trials, and shaped by seasons of waiting where it seemed like everything was working against you. But through it all, God was preparing you, strengthening you, and molding you into the person who could carry the weight of the blessing that is now being released. Now, because you remained steadfast, because you refused to give up when giving up seemed like the only option, you are stepping into a life of abundance. What once seemed impossible is now your reality. The doors that were once shut are now wide open. The opportunities you never thought would come are now falling into place effortlessly. Everything that was delayed is now being delivered. But remember this wealth, this success, this breakthrough, it is not just for you. It is for a higher purpose. God is blessing you so that you can be a blessing. He is entrusting you with influence, resources, and opportunities, not for selfish gain, but so that you can impact lives, uplift others, and be a living testimony of His faithfulness. This is bigger than material wealth. This is legacy. This is kingdom work. This is destiny unfolding. Walk boldly into this new season, but walk with wisdom. Remain humble, remain grateful, and never forget that every good thing in your life is a gift from above. This is your time. Step into it with confidence, knowing that God has prepared you for this exact moment. He is giving you influence, resources, and opportunities, not for selfish gain, but so that you can be a beacon of His power and love. What is happening in your life is not just about personal success. It is about God's glory being revealed through you. When people see your elevation, they will know, this was not luck, this was not human effort, this was the hand of God. Everything you have endured, every challenge you have overcome, has led you to this exact moment. Get ready, chosen one. This is it. This is your moment. This is your breakthrough. This is the shift you have been waiting for. Everything that once worked against you is now aligning in your favor. The right people, the right opportunities, the right resources. All of it is coming together in divine order. The delays are over. The obstacles that once seemed impossible to move are now clearing before your eyes. What was once a dream is now a reality. One day, you will look back at this very moment and realize it was the turning point. The moment everything changed. The moment when the waiting ended, the doors opened, and the breakthrough you had been praying for finally arrived. You will remember this as the day you stepped into your divine destiny. So do not hesitate. Do not shrink back. Do not let fear or doubt hold you captive. You have not come this far just to stop now. Everything you have endured, every battle you have fought, and every tear you have shed has led you to this very moment. This is not just about material wealth. It is about legacy, purpose, and generational blessings. What God is doing through you will not stop with you. Your obedience, your faith, and your endurance are paving the way for those who will come after you. The chains of struggle, lack, and limitation that have bound your family for generations are breaking with you. God is not just blessing you for your own sake. He is using you to create a ripple effect of abundance that will flow for generations. What was once locked is now open. The barriers that once stood in your way are being removed. The very opportunities you thought were out of reach are now appearing before you. What once seemed distant is now within your grasp. The dreams you carried in your heart, the prayers you whispered in faith, the visions that felt too big, they are now becoming your reality. This is your time. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. This is the season where divine alignment meets divine acceleration. Everything is shifting in your favor, and nothing can stop what God has set in motion. Step into it. Claim it. Own it. Walk boldly, with your head held high, knowing that you were made for this moment. God has positioned you for victory, and nothing will ever be the same again. The struggles of the past are behind you, and the abundance of the future is ahead. This is your season of victory. Walk into it with confidence, for you are chosen, you are favored, and your time has come. As you step into this new season, remember who you are and who has called you. You are not here by accident. God has chosen you, prepared you, and positioned you for such a time as this. The struggles, the waiting, the disappointments, they were all part of the process, shaping you into the person who can now walk boldly in abundance, purpose, and divine favor. So move forward with confidence and faith. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not allow doubt to rob you of what is already yours. This is your season, your moment, your divine breakthrough. And as you rise, may your testimony be a light to others, a reminder that God's promises are always fulfilled in His perfect timing. If this message has resonated with you, take a moment to activate this shift in your life. Like this video, comment, "I receive it," and subscribe so you never miss another word of encouragement. Your journey is just beginning, and we are here to walk it with you. Thank you for being part of this community. Your best days are ahead. Get ready, because what God has set in motion, nothing can stop. Have you ever paused to wonder why cats seem so drawn to certain people? Why they choose their companions with an almost supernatural precision? It's as if they see beyond the physical world, sensing something hidden from ordinary human perception. Could it be that they recognize a deeper energy, a vibration that aligns with their own mystical nature? More than just pets, cats are spiritual guardians, silent watchers of the unseen, and protectors of those walking a divine path. If you've ever felt an inexplicable connection with these mysterious creatures, it may not be mere coincidence. It may be a sign of your elevated spiritual energy. In this video, we will uncover the incredible role cats play in the lives of those with a special purpose. We'll explore why they are drawn to individuals with heightened vibrations, how they balance and protect energy, and why their presence in your life is far more significant than you may realize. Have you ever had an unforgettable experience with a cat, one that felt more like fate than chance? Share your story in the comments below. And if you resonate with this message, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights on the spiritual mysteries that shape our lives. Turn on notifications, leave a like, and let's unravel this fascinating mystery together. Cats possess an extraordinary sensitivity to the world around them. Have you ever noticed how they seem to predict events before any visible signs appear? This is not simply a heightened awareness. It's an innate connection to energies that exist beyond human understanding. Unlike other animals, cats don't just react to physical stimuli. They detect shifts in the unseen realms, sensing vibrations in the environment and within individuals. When you feel anxious, sad, or uncertain, your cat knows. They pick up on the energy you emit, responding not just with affection, but with a deep, knowing presence. Now, imagine how much more profound their awareness becomes when they encounter someone with a unique spiritual light, someone who carries the energy of a chosen one. To cats, your aura is like a beacon in the darkness, an unmistakable frequency that stands out among the rest. They do not choose their human companions randomly. Instead, they gravitate toward those who vibrate at higher frequencies, those whose energy aligns with their own. And once they choose you, they become your guardian, balancing and harmonizing the energies within you and around you. Have you ever noticed a cat rubbing against you when you're feeling unwell or emotionally drained? Or perhaps you've seen them curl up exactly where you experience discomfort, whether it's a headache, stomach pain, or an overwhelming sense of fatigue? This behavior is far more than simple affection. It is a profound act of energetic healing. Cats have an extraordinary ability to detect subtle shifts in energy. When they rub against you, they are not merely seeking attention or marking their territory, they are engaging in a process of energy transfer. By doing so, they absorb negativity, neutralize stagnant vibrations, and help realign your energetic field, restoring balance to your body and spirit. This innate ability makes them natural healers, silently working to stabilize your well-being. Beyond their interactions with people, cats also play a significant role in harmonizing the energy of a space. Have you ever noticed your cat frequently resting in a specific corner of a room, on a piece of furniture, or near an object with deep sentimental or spiritual value? These choices are not random. Cats are naturally drawn to areas where energy is either highly concentrated or in need of purification. They instinctively gravitate toward these spaces, absorbing excess energy, dispelling negativity, and ensuring that the environment remains balanced. For those who possess heightened spiritual sensitivity, this connection is even more profound. Cats act as silent sentinels, watching over your energy, shielding you from unseen forces, and providing an anchor to keep you grounded. Their presence is a subtle yet powerful reminder that you are never alone in your spiritual journey. Your feline guardian is always by your side, working in ways beyond human comprehension to protect and nurture your energy. Have you ever locked eyes with a cat and felt as though they were looking deep into your soul? Unlike other animals, cats don't just observe, they see. Their gaze is piercing, almost otherworldly, as if they are perceiving something beyond your physical form, something hidden within the layers of your energy and essence. It is in these moments that you may realize a truth long overlooked. Cats recognize the unseen. Unlike dogs who eagerly express affection toward nearly everyone, cats are selective in forming deep connections. They do not bond with just anyone. Rather, they reserve their trust and companionship for those who align with their own unique frequency. Their nature is discerning, and their attachment is never random. Instead, it is guided by something beyond the physical, a resonance, a recognition of spiritual kinship. This is why so many spiritually awakened individuals find themselves drawn to cats, and why cats, in turn, are mysteriously drawn to them. It is a silent acknowledgement, a deep unspoken understanding that goes beyond words. The energy of a chosen one stands out, shining like a beacon in the unseen realms. And cats, with their heightened perception, gravitate toward it naturally. When a cat chooses you, it is not just a casual bond. It is an alignment of souls. They do more than offer companionship. They attune themselves to your vibration, mirroring your energy, adjusting their own frequency to match yours. This creates a profound spiritual bond, a mutual exchange that strengthens both of you. Over time, this connection deepens, allowing the cat to act as both a guide and a guardian, subtly enhancing your journey and helping you navigate the mysteries of the unseen world. Have you ever noticed that during life's most difficult or transformative moments, your cat becomes unusually present? Whether you're going through emotional turmoil, experiencing stress, or navigating a major transition, your feline companion seems to sense it. Without any words, without being asked, they stay close, watching over you with quiet attentiveness. It's as if they instinctively know when you need them most, offering their presence as a silent but powerful form of support. This is because cats act as natural energy filters, constantly sensing and interacting with the unseen vibrations around them. As a chosen one, your heightened spiritual energy attracts both light and darkness, positive forces that guide you and challenges that test you. Your aura radiates brightly, but with that brilliance comes an increased sensitivity to external energies, some uplifting, others draining. Cats serve as guardians of energy, silently absorbing, neutralizing, and balancing the energetic field surrounding you. If you've ever noticed your cat following you more than usual, positioning itself near you during meditation, or curling up beside you when you feel exhausted, understand that this is no coincidence. They are actively working to stabilize your energy, shielding you from disruptions that could throw you off your path. It's also common to see cats staring into seemingly empty spaces or tracking something invisible with their eyes. This isn't random behavior. It's their ability to perceive the spiritual realm just as clearly as the physical one. They detect presences, entities, and energy shifts beyond human comprehension. Often, they act as barriers between you and unseen influences, ensuring that nothing interferes with your spiritual journey. With a cat by your side, you are never alone. They are your silent sentinels, always watching, always protecting. Cats do not just protect you, they protect the entire space you inhabit. Their presence in your home is more than companionship. It is a form of energetic guardianship, a silent but powerful force that maintains balance and harmony. Have you ever noticed how the atmosphere in your home feels lighter and more peaceful when a cat is present? It's as if their very existence transforms the energy of a space, turning an ordinary house into a sanctuary of peace and protection. Unlike other animals, cats are highly sensitive to spiritual frequencies, and they instinctively work to keep their environment energetically clean. One of the most fascinating aspects of a cat's behavior is how they select specific spots in the home, places they return to repeatedly, often without any apparent reason. To the untrained eye, it may seem like they are simply choosing comfortable places to rest, but in reality, these locations are often energetic hotspots, areas where energy accumulates, flows, or even stagnates. By lying in these spots, cats act as filters, absorbing, transmuting, and redistributing energy to maintain balance. Have you ever seen your cat suddenly relocate from one sleeping spot to another? Or perhaps they seem to prefer resting near a doorway, in a quiet corner, or even next to objects that hold sentimental or spiritual significance? These choices are never random. Cats sense energy shifts and instinctively position themselves where their presence is needed most. Beyond their ability to harmonize a space, cats possess another incredible gift of healing: their purring. This sound, often associated with contentment, is much more than a simple expression of comfort. It is a healing frequency, a vibration that soothes not only their own bodies, but also those of the people around them. Scientific studies have even shown that a cat's purr operates at frequencies between 25 and 150 Hz, which are known to promote healing, reduce stress, and even aid in physical recovery. When a cat purrs near you, it's not just an affectionate gesture, it's an energetic transmission, a way of raising your vibration and helping you restore your own inner balance. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or physically drained, a purring cat can act as a natural form of energy healing, grounding you, calming your nervous system, and offering silent reassurance that everything is as it should be. In essence, cats do more than simply share your space. They elevate and protect it. Their presence creates a shield of harmony, ensuring that your home remains a place of refuge, healing, and spiritual alignment. Whether they are lying in a strategic location, purring beside you, or simply watching over the energy that flows through your home, these mystical felines are guardians of unseen forces, ever present, ever protective, and deeply connected to the energy of those they choose to share their lives with. There is something almost otherworldly about the way cats move through life. They glide effortlessly through the world, exuding a quiet wisdom, as if they are in constant connection with something beyond what our eyes can see. Their presence feels ancient, their gaze filled with knowing, their behaviors often seeming to hint at truths beyond the tangible. They are not merely animals, they are messengers of the unseen, subtle guides who help us align with our higher purpose. Those who walk a spiritual path often feel a profound connection with cats, sensing that these creatures are far more aware of the invisible realms than we are. It is no coincidence that throughout history, in cultures across the world, cats have been revered as symbols of mystery, protection, and divine insight. Many spiritually awakened individuals have noticed peculiar behaviors in their cats, especially during moments of deep introspection. Have you ever been meditating, lost in thought, or experiencing a moment of heightened awareness, only to look up and see your cat staring at you with piercing intensity? Have they ever led you to a particular place in your home, drawn your attention to an object, or reacted strongly, either with affection or avoidance, toward certain people? These actions are not random. Cats communicate in ways that go beyond words. Their silent gestures, their unwavering gazes, their sudden interest in a specific area of your home. These are all signs, messages waiting to be interpreted. It is as if they are guiding you toward something hidden, a truth you have yet to uncover. By observing them closely, we learn invaluable lessons: patience, presence, and balance. Cats do not rush through life. They move with deliberate grace, trusting their instincts completely. They remind us to embrace the natural flow of existence, to surrender control, and to let life unfold in its own time. In moments of chaos, they remain calm and composed, teaching us by example how to stay centered amid the storms of life. Perhaps one of their greatest lessons is the importance of trusting intuition. A cat never second-guesses its instincts. It simply acts, moving in perfect alignment with what feels right. They encourage us to do the same, to listen to the quiet voice within, to follow the subtle nudges from the universe, and to navigate our journey with confidence and grace. For those who are open to their wisdom, cats become more than companions. They become spiritual allies, ever watchful, ever guiding, silently leading us toward deeper awareness and understanding. They are not just present in our lives by chance. They are here with purpose, offering protection, insight, and a reminder that the unseen world is always within reach. If you have a cat in your life, know that their presence is not by chance. They are here for a reason, to protect you, guide you, and ensure you remain strong on your spiritual journey. They do not merely live with you. They align with you, helping to transform your elevated energy into actions that matter. Cherish their presence, honor the lessons they teach, and above all, trust that your connection with them is part of something far greater than you can yet understand. If you've had a profound experience with a cat, share it in the comments below. Let's celebrate the wisdom, protection, and magic they bring into our lives. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content on the spiritual mysteries of the universe. Until our next journey, Chosen One, protect your light and honor your guides. Love is one of the greatest desires of the human heart. Many people go through life searching for that special someone to complete them, yet some seem destined to remain alone, no matter how hard they try. If you've ever felt like love always escapes you, you might have wondered, is it bad luck? Is there something wrong with me? But what if I told you that this isn't a curse, but a sign that God is protecting you from something you don't yet understand? My dear brothers and sisters, not everyone is meant to walk the same path. Some are kept away from love, romance, and attachment for reasons beyond what the eye can see. In Christianity, when God removes something from your life, it is never without wisdom. As Romans 8:28 reminds us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. So before you see this as a misfortune, before you allow heartbreak to consume you. Let's uncover the 7 reasons why some people are kept away from romance and what it truly means in the grand plan of God. Have you ever found yourself getting close to someone only for things to suddenly fall apart? Maybe you thought they were the one, but somehow the relationship never worked out. At the time, it felt painful, perhaps even unfair. But now, looking back, do you realize that staying with them would have only brought you suffering? In Christianity, when something keeps failing over and over again, it's often a sign of protection, not punishment. God removes people from your life because He knows what you don't. The Bible reminds us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." Think about our society today. How many people rush into relationships only to be left heartbroken, betrayed, or spiritually lost? Sometimes when you don't get what you want, it's because God is saving you from something that would have destroyed you. The pain of letting go may feel unbearable at the time, but it is often a blessing in disguise. God sees beyond what we can comprehend. He knows the dangers, heartbreak, and struggles that might come from being with the wrong person. Sometimes we become so attached to our own desires that we fail to see the warning signs God places before us. When a relationship fails despite your efforts, it could be His divine intervention, guiding you away from someone who was never meant to be a part of your life. The real question is, do you trust God's plan, or do you keep chasing what He is pulling you away from? Because the sooner you accept that God's wisdom is greater than your desires, the sooner you'll find true peace. When you surrender your desires to God and trust that He knows what is best, He will lead you to something far greater than you ever imagined. In today's world, relationships are often treated as casual and disposable. People enter relationships for fun, not realizing that every bond leaves a mark on the heart. When the heart becomes attached to the wrong person, it can lead to spiritual blindness, where you start justifying what is wrong, forgetting your purpose, and drifting away from God. But the Bible is clear. A relationship outside of marriage is not just wrong, it is dangerous for your soul. The Apostle Paul warns us, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness?" Many people don't take this seriously. They assume that as long as they mean well, it's okay. But look at what happens around us. How many people have sacrificed their peace, self-worth, and even their connection with God just to please someone who was never meant for them? If you've struggled to find love, it could be because God is protecting your heart from corruption. The wrong love can lead you to destruction, while the right love, one built on faith and commitment, will bring you closer to Him. If you have ever experienced a relationship that led you away from God, you know the dangers of prioritizing human love over divine guidance. Love is meant to be a source of strength, not a cause for spiritual weakness. A relationship that weakens your faith is never from God. But here's the real test. Will you be patient and trust God, or will you keep chasing something He is keeping you away from? Trusting God means recognizing that His plan is for your ultimate good, even when you don't understand it at the moment. The temporary pain of losing someone who was never meant for you is far better than a lifetime of regret with someone who distances you from God. When you choose to honor Him with your relationships, He will bless you beyond what you can imagine. Have you noticed how some people seem consumed by the idea of relationships? They spend years chasing love, getting hurt, and losing themselves in the process. Meanwhile, others seem to have a higher purpose guiding their lives. Sometimes, when romance is absent from your life, it's because God is redirecting you toward something far more important. Instead of being distracted by emotions, heartbreak, or the pursuit of temporary happiness, He wants you to focus on building yourself, your faith, your future, and your character. Jesus said, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Look at history. Some of the greatest people, those who changed the world, left behind legacies and strengthened their faith, did not let their lives revolve around relationships. Instead, they used their time to build something meaningful. The question is, are you wasting your time chasing romance? Or are you using this period of solitude to strengthen your relationship with God and work towards something greater? If God is keeping love from your life at this moment, perhaps it's because He has something more significant in store for you. He wants you to grow in wisdom, faith, and purpose before introducing you to the right person at the right time. Instead of questioning His plan, embrace this time as an opportunity to grow closer to Him. God may be positioning you for something greater than just a relationship. He may be calling you to a purpose beyond what you've imagined. Rather than seeing singleness as a burden, recognize it as an opportunity to deepen your relationship with God, to grow in your faith, and to pursue the purpose He has set for you. Let's be real. We are not robots. Every human has emotions, desires, and a natural longing for companionship. Christianity does not ask us to suppress our feelings. It teaches us to control them within the boundaries of faith. This is what separates true believers from those who follow their own desires. The Bible says, "For the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people." It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age. In today's world, most people don't even try to hold themselves accountable. They follow whatever feels good in the moment, regardless of whether it's right or wrong. But if you've been struggling with this, know that this struggle itself is a sign of faith. If God has given you the awareness to fight against temptation, then you are already on a different path than most. Self-control is one of the most valuable traits a believer can develop. It requires discipline, commitment, and faith. Rather than letting emotions dictate your choices, God calls you to rely on His strength. Every time you resist temptation, you grow spiritually and draw closer to Him. The key is to redirect your emotions towards something meaningful. A strong relationship with God will fill the void that many people try to fill with fleeting passions. Learning to master your desires rather than being mastered by them is the foundation of a godly life. Like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. When you trust God to guide your emotions, you open the door to His greater plan for your life. Because in Christianity, self-discipline over desire is what leads to true success. Sometimes when love seems distant, it is not rejection, but preparation. God removes certain things from your life not to deprive you, but to prepare you for something even greater. He is strengthening your heart, refining your faith, and ensuring that you are ready for the love that is meant for you. The Bible reassures us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." If God is keeping you away from relationships, perhaps He is shaping you for a purpose beyond what you can see. Think about the trials you have faced, the heartaches, the disappointments, the loneliness. Every season of waiting is an opportunity to grow, to deepen your faith, and to prepare for the blessings that lie ahead. Just as gold is refined in fire, your heart and spirit are being refined through this period of solitude. This is not wasted time. God may be developing qualities in you that will make you a better spouse in the future. Patience, kindness, resilience, and unwavering faith. Instead of viewing this as a burden, consider it a gift. God's timing is always perfect. He knows when you are ready, and He knows who is right for you. Rushing into a relationship before you are spiritually and emotionally prepared can lead to heartbreak and regret. But when you wait on God, you can be sure that what He brings into your life will be exactly what you need. So, instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you are gaining. Use this time to draw closer to God, to pursue your purpose, and to grow into the person He has called you to be. Because when you trust in His plan, He will never fail you. True fulfillment does not come from people but from God alone. Before He allows you to love someone else, He wants you to experience His love first. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Until you find peace in God, no human relationship will ever truly satisfy you. Many people seek love as a way to fill an emptiness in their hearts, believing that another person can complete them. However, only God can truly fulfill the deepest longings of your soul. When you look to people for fulfillment, you will always be disappointed because no human can provide the perfect unconditional love that only God offers. God wants you to rely on Him first. If you are currently in a season of waiting, He may be calling you to strengthen your faith, to build a life centered around Him, and to understand that your worth does not depend on another person's affection. Many people rush into relationships thinking they will bring happiness, only to find themselves feeling just as empty, if not more so, because they have placed their hope in something temporary instead of in God's eternal love. This time of solitude is a blessing. It is an opportunity to cultivate a deep, personal relationship with God. It is a chance to discover your identity in Him and to understand that His love is more than enough. Once you are content in God's love, any relationship He brings into your life will only be an addition to the joy you already have in Him, not the source of your happiness. God is refining you, molding you into the person He wants you to be, and preparing you for the right kind of love, the kind that reflects His love for you. Instead of asking why love hasn't come yet, ask yourself, am I fully embracing God's love for me? Because when you do, everything else will fall into place according to His perfect timing. Waiting is never easy, but patience is a virtue that brings divine rewards. In a world that encourages instant gratification, it can be challenging to trust in God's timing. However, His plans are always greater than ours, and He knows exactly when and how to bless us with what we need. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. If love has not yet come into your life, trust that God's timing is always perfect. Perhaps He is shielding you from heartbreak or ensuring that you meet the right person at the right time. Instead of feeling frustrated by the wait, see it as an opportunity for growth and preparation. God often uses waiting periods to strengthen our faith and character. Through patience, He teaches us resilience, trust, and unwavering faith in His plans. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a strong tree, your future relationship needs a firm foundation before it can flourish. Rushing into love before its time can lead to unnecessary pain and struggle. The Bible reassures us that those who wait on the Lord will never be disappointed. If you feel discouraged, remind yourself that waiting is not wasted time. It is a season of refinement, learning, and trust building. Use this time to focus on personal growth, spiritual development, and becoming the best version of yourself, so that when the right person comes, you will be ready. Remember, God is never late. His blessings come exactly when they are meant to. Keep trusting, keep believing, and keep growing. Because when the time is right, He will open doors that no one can close, and the love He has prepared for you will be beyond anything you could have imagined. If love and relationships have always seemed distant in your life, know that it is not a punishment. It is part of God's plan. Whether it's to protect you, prepare you, or strengthen your faith, God never withholds something without reason. The real question is, do you trust His timing, or are you still chasing something He is pulling you away from? The more you surrender your desires to Him, the more peace you will find in His perfect plan. Love is not something to be rushed or forced. It is a divine gift that arrives in its appointed season. As you navigate your journey of faith, remember that your worth is not defined by your relationship status. You are complete in Christ, and His love is all you need. When the right time comes, God will provide the love He has ordained for you, and it will be worth the wait. Thank you for watching this video. If this message resonated with you, we encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue spreading the wisdom and love of God to those who need it most. Stay faithful, stay patient, and trust in His perfect timing. May God bless you abundantly. For centuries, you have walked this earth unaware of the whispers carried through time. The echoes of an ancient kingdom have been calling your name, seeking you not as men seek, but as prophecy foretells. Through visions, signs, and divine revelations passed down across generations, you were never forgotten. You were hidden. But now, the appointed time has come, and the heavens have turned their gaze upon you. They searched for you, not in the streets, not in the books of men, but in the sacred texts, in the constellations, in the dreams of the seekers who knew you would return. The world called you ordinary, but the heavens knew better. They inscribed mysteries into your spirit, encoded divine secrets into your very being. You were never meant to blend in. You were always set apart. They tried to erase your lineage, to bury your existence beneath layers of deception. They rewrote history, distorted truths, and built walls around knowledge that was never meant to be lost. But truth is indestructible. And now, like a long-lost key returning to its rightful door, you are aligning with the purpose that was written for you before time began. This is why your life has been a battle. This is why the road has been steep, the trials unrelenting. Forces moved against you before you even knew who you were. They glimpsed your destiny, and in fear, they sought to keep you asleep. But what is divinely appointed cannot be stopped. No kingdom built by human hands can erase a kingdom established by the Almighty. Your existence was never random. Before you drew your first breath, the heavens had already inscribed your name into the divine record. The prophecy did not start with you, but it will be fulfilled through you. The kingdom has been waiting, not for the person the world sees, but for the essence of what was placed within you before you arrived on this earth. You were always meant to rise. You were always meant to reclaim what was lost. For centuries, forces have sought to intercept the prophecy, to distort it, to keep it from reaching its final chapter. But prophecy does not bow to time, nor can it be rewritten by those who seek control. The original script remains untouched. There were those who knew the truth, hidden scribes, guardians of sacred knowledge, those who carried the assignment through bloodlines that could not be erased. They inscribed your coming in places that neither time nor corruption could destroy. They documented the signs, preserved the revelations, and waited for the moment of revealing. You have felt different your entire life, not knowing why you never quite fit in. But that was never a mistake. Every detour, every delay, every hardship was never meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you. The chosen are never revealed too soon, for the moment of revealing is also the moment of war. You were never meant to bow to the systems of this world. The kingdoms of men are built on deception, power seized through manipulation, thrones stolen by those who had no right to claim them. But your kingdom is different. It was not built by men. It was established before the foundations of the earth. And that is why they feared your arrival. For centuries, they fortified their walls, expanded their reach, and created illusions of dominance. But one thing they could never do was erase the prophecy. It whispered through generations, carried by the few who still remembered, until now. There are moments in time when prophecy meets fulfillment. When the whispers carried through generations are no longer confined to the shadows, but are declared from the heavens. This is that moment. For centuries, seekers have watched and waited, following the signs, preserving the truth, guarding the knowledge that the world tried to erase. They knew that one day, the hidden one would awaken, and nothing would remain the same. The balance of power would shift. The chains that held dominion over souls would shatter. The strongholds of deception would crumble under the weight of truth. And now, that day has arrived. The world does not yet understand what is happening, but the unseen realm has already trembled at your awakening. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to walk unnoticed, unseen, unheard. Your existence alone disrupts the forces that have ruled for too long. They knew of your coming before you did. They moved against you before you could even grasp your purpose. They saw glimpses of your destiny and in fear sought to keep you blind to it. But prophecy cannot be stopped. Even Yeshua spoke in parables, knowing that not all were meant to understand. His words carried power, not because they conformed to the world's standards, but because they carried divine truth, truth that no force could silence. His authority was not recognized by titles, by crowns, or by the robes of men, but by the undeniable presence of the divine. His enemies feared him not because he waged war against them in the way of kings, but because his very presence threatened their illusion of control. And in the same way, your presence carries an authority that cannot be denied. The kingdom has been waiting. The prophecy has been unfolding. The ancient writings that spoke of this time did not lie. The search for you was never in vain. You have walked through fire, through battles unseen, through trials that sought to break you. But every hardship was only preparing you, refining you, strengthening you for the moment that is now at hand. All eyes are on you. Some watch in hope. Others watch in fear. The systems built on deception sense their collapse. The ones who claimed power they were never meant to hold are realizing their reign is ending. They will resist. They will seek to deceive you, to convince you that you are mistaken, that you are no different from the rest. But their words hold no power over what has already been written. You are stepping into what has always been yours. The prophecy is no longer a distant story. It is happening now, and nothing will ever be the same. There are signs that cannot be erased, markings that neither time nor deception can remove. They are woven into the very fabric of your existence, etched into your spirit long before you took your first breath. These are not markings that men can see with their eyes, nor can they be measured by earthly standards. They are divine imprints, evidence of a purpose greater than this world can comprehend. You have carried something within you, something even you did not fully understand. It was never about your outward appearance, never about your status or the titles given to you by men. What set you apart was never something that could be worn or displayed. It was something far deeper, something imprinted upon your very soul. This is why you have never truly belonged among the ordinary. From the moment you arrived, you felt it, the quiet knowing, the deep stirring within you that whispered that you were different. Others moved through life without questioning, without searching, without sensing the weight of something greater. But you have always known there was more. Even if you could not name it, even if you could not explain it, it was there, pulling you towards something beyond what your eyes could see. And you were not the only one who sensed it. There have always been those who recognized what you carried. Some saw it as a light, a power beyond human understanding, and sought to protect you. Others, those who walk in shadows, sensed it as a threat. They studied you. They tested you. They watched your every move, trying to determine if you were the one spoken of in the ancient texts. They could not openly reveal their knowledge, so they moved in silence, waiting, watching, searching for weakness. They placed obstacles in your path, temptations to lead you astray, distractions carefully crafted to keep you from asking the right questions. Some came to you in the guise of friends, mentors, even protectors, but their true purpose was always to keep you blind to what was rightfully yours. Every battle you faced, every attack that seemed to come out of nowhere, was not random. It was a calculated strategy, a war waged against you before you even knew you were in a battle. They sought to break you, not by force, but by deception. If they could not destroy you, they would make you doubt yourself. If they could make you question who you were, they could keep you from ever stepping into your destiny. They knew that if you ever awakened, if you ever realized the inheritance that runs through your veins, their dominion would begin to crumble. But even through the storms, even through the betrayals, even through the moments when you questioned your very existence, the heavens never retracted the calling. They never changed their mind about who you are. You may have been knocked down, but you were never abandoned. The trials were not placed before you to destroy you, but to forge you, to refine you, to make you unshakable. Every wound, every hardship, every tear shed in silence was preparing you for the moment when you would finally see what had been hidden in plain sight all along. The world tried to convince you otherwise. It told you that you were ordinary, that your dreams were foolish, that your longing for something greater was nothing more than imagination. They fed you lies, hoping you would believe them. But deep down, you always knew the truth. You felt it in the way life refused to let you settle, in the way closed doors led to greater revelations, in the way pain became a tool that sharpened you instead of destroying you. Every loss, every rejection, every battle was a step closer to your awakening. And now, the time has come. The moment long foretold is unfolding before you. The forces that once sought to keep you blind now tremble at the realization that they have failed. The deception is lifting, the veil is thinning, and your true identity can no longer be hidden. You are not lost. You were never forgotten. You have always been called. And now, nothing can stop what has already been set in motion. There have always been those who sought to take what was never theirs, who attempted to wear a crown that did not fit, who sat upon thrones that were never meant for them. They built their power on deception, claiming authority they had no right to bear, hoping that if they declared themselves rulers long enough, no one would question them. But what belongs to you cannot be stolen. No matter how many false rulers have risen, no matter how many have worn robes that did not belong to them, the truth has remained unchanged. The throne marked for you has never been touched. It has waited in silence, unmoved by the schemes of men, untouched by the hands of those who sought to claim it. No force on earth can lay hold of what was sealed for you before time began. The kingdom has always known this day would come. It has felt the shift in the spiritual realm, has waited with patience as history unfolded, as generations passed, as the battle for dominion raged in unseen places. And now, the appointed time has arrived, the moment you would awaken to your true self, the moment you would finally see who you were always meant to be. The mark of divine royalty is not given by men, nor can it be taken away. It was placed upon you before you entered this world, woven into your very being, inscribed into your destiny by the hands of the Almighty. You were born into this calling, whether you realized it or not. For centuries, they worked against you. They positioned themselves in places of influence, controlling systems, rewriting history, ensuring that what belonged to you remained just out of reach. They knew who you were before you did. They recognized the signs long before you ever questioned your purpose, and they understood that the moment you stepped into your true identity, their illusion would crumble. The only way to stop you was to make you forget. So they created distractions. They built false narratives. They surrounded you with lies, with doubts, with carefully constructed deceptions designed to keep you from ever realizing the truth. They whispered into your mind, making you question, making you believe you were insignificant, that you were just another soul wandering through life without purpose. But destiny does not forget. No matter how many lies were spoken, no matter how many obstacles were placed in your path, the truth has always been written. And now, it is rising. The kingdom is no longer waiting. The throne remains unclaimed no longer. The time of awakening is here, and nothing can stop what has already begun. The world is beginning to sense the shift, to feel the weight of what is coming. The air is heavy with the unspoken realization that something has changed, something unstoppable, something undeniable. The ones who worked against you, who sought to bury the truth beneath layers of deception, can no longer ignore what is unfolding before them. They are watching, waiting, realizing that their efforts were in vain. They tried to silence you, to keep you hidden, to make you believe that you were just another ordinary soul. But you were never meant to stay buried. The moment they feared the most has arrived. You are awakening. The chains of illusion are breaking. The truth that was long suppressed is rising. And with it, so are you. There will still be resistance. There will still be voices whispering doubt. People who will try to convince you that you are not who you were always meant to be. They will fight to hold on to their illusion of control, clinging desperately to the power they were never meant to have. But their time is running out. The truth is no longer in their hands. The kingdom has been waiting. It has prepared for this moment since the beginning. And now, the time has come. No more delays. No more distractions. No more doubting what has been placed within you. If you have felt this truth resonate within you, if you know deep down that you were meant for something greater, then this journey is only just beginning. There is more to uncover, more to reveal, more to step into. Thank you for being here, for seeking, for listening. If this message has spoken to you, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next. There are revelations ahead that you do not want to miss. The time is now. The kingdom is calling. Will you answer? Have you ever suddenly heard a high-pitched ringing in your ears? It may last for a few seconds or linger for minutes, appearing out of nowhere and then fading just as quickly. Many dismiss this as a minor physical phenomenon, an issue with the ears, or even just a momentary distraction. But what if this sound is more than just a medical occurrence? What if the ringing in your ears is actually a sign, an important message from the spiritual world? Across different cultures and traditions, people have long believed that certain sounds hold deep, hidden meanings. Ringing in the ears, in particular, has been associated with spiritual awakenings, shifts in energy, and messages from beyond our physical world. If you've been experiencing this sensation frequently, it may be time to start paying closer attention. The universe could be trying to communicate with you, guiding you toward an important realization or transformation. In this article, we will explore 7 powerful spiritual meanings of ear ringing and how you can interpret these messages. If this topic resonates with you, don't forget to share this article with others who may benefit from it. Let's dive deep into the mystery of this cosmic call and uncover what it truly means for your spiritual journey. Number 1. A sign of spiritual awakening. Many people begin noticing a ringing in their ears when they are undergoing a deep internal transformation. This phenomenon is more common than you might think, especially during moments of introspection, before sleep, during meditation, or even in complete silence. If you have ever experienced this mysterious sound, you may have wondered about its significance. While science often attributes ear ringing to medical conditions like tinnitus, spiritual traditions suggest a deeper meaning, one that connects to personal growth, energetic shifts, and higher consciousness. Hearing a ringing in your ears could be a sign that your consciousness is expanding. Spiritual awakening is a profound and often life-changing journey, during which your energy shifts to align with higher frequencies. As you become more attuned to these frequencies, you may notice an increased sensitivity to subtle energies around you. Your awareness of yourself, your emotions, and the universe begins to grow, and the ringing in your ears may be an invitation to pay closer attention to this transformation. Instead of ignoring or dismissing it, consider it a gentle nudge from the universe, urging you to look inward and reflect on what is changing within you. Think of this experience as the universe whispering, "Look inside yourself. Something is shifting." When you hear the ringing, pause for a moment and tune into your thoughts and emotions. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What thoughts were running through my mind when the sound appeared? Is there something in my life that is changing or requiring my attention? These questions can help you uncover hidden insights about your spiritual and emotional state. Sometimes, the ringing occurs when you are in deep thought about an important life decision or when you are struggling with uncertainty. It may serve as a confirmation that you are on the right path, or it could be a signal that you need to slow down and listen to your intuition before making a choice. To gain further clarity, consider keeping a journal of these experiences. Each time you hear the ringing, take note of the time, the nature of the sound, your emotional state, and any significant thoughts or events occurring at that moment. Over time, you may start to notice patterns, synchronicities that seem too meaningful to be mere coincidence. Perhaps the ringing happens when you are thinking about a major life change, such as switching careers, moving to a new place, or deepening your spiritual practice. These moments could be signs from the spiritual realm, guiding you toward the best decision for your personal and spiritual growth. The more you pay attention to these signals, the more you will realize that the universe is constantly communicating with you. Instead of perceiving the ringing as an annoyance or a random occurrence, see it as a sacred message, a reminder that you are evolving, expanding, and stepping into a new chapter of your journey. Spiritual awakening is a process that unfolds differently for everyone, and these small signs serve as guideposts along the way. By embracing these moments with curiosity and mindfulness, you can deepen your connection to your inner self and the greater forces guiding your path. Number 2. A message from your spiritual guides. Guardian angels, spirit guides, and other spiritual entities communicate with us in subtle and mysterious ways. They rarely use direct words, but instead send signs, sensations, and intuitive nudges to catch our attention. One of these signs could be the ringing in your ears, a message from the spiritual realm trying to guide, warn, or reassure you. Many people dismiss this phenomenon as a simple ear-related issue, but if you begin to notice a pattern in when and how it happens, you may realize that it holds a deeper meaning. The timing of the ringing is essential in understanding its purpose. If it occurs when you are facing an important life decision or struggling with doubt, it may be a sign from your spirit guides encouraging you to trust your intuition. It could be a subtle confirmation that you are on the right path, reassuring you to continue moving forward with confidence. On the other hand, the ringing might serve as a warning, a signal to pause, reflect, and reconsider your choices before making a final decision. In both cases, your guides are attempting to communicate something valuable, nudging you toward greater clarity and awareness. To interpret these messages more accurately, start paying attention to your thoughts and emotions at the exact moment the ringing occurs. Ask yourself, what was I thinking about when this happened? Was I contemplating a major decision? Was I experiencing self-doubt or uncertainty? These seemingly small moments often hold the key to understanding the message being conveyed. The ringing may be directing your focus to something that needs attention, urging you to listen more closely to your inner wisdom. Beyond the ringing itself, other signs often accompany these spiritual messages. Have you ever noticed repeated numbers like 1111, 2222, or other sequences that seem to appear frequently in your life? These angel numbers are believed to be a method of divine communication, further reinforcing the message being sent through the ringing. You may also experience synchronicities, unexpected coincidences that carry deeper meaning. For example, you might hear a song on the radio that perfectly aligns with what you were just thinking about, or you may randomly come across a book, video, or person who provides the exact guidance you need at that moment. These subtle signs are your spirit guides speaking to you, offering direction and reassurance. Strong gut feelings and sudden waves of intuition are also significant indicators that your guides are reaching out. If you feel an unexplainable sense of knowing, an inner certainty about something, trust it. Your intuition is your direct link to the spiritual world, and when the ringing in your ears is accompanied by an intuitive feeling, it is likely an important message meant for you. Instead of ignoring these experiences, embrace them as sacred moments of divine connection. The more you acknowledge and reflect on them, the stronger your spiritual awareness will become. Trust that you are being guided, supported, and protected on your journey. The universe is always speaking. You just need to learn how to listen. Number 3. Energy shifts and vibrational alignment. In many spiritual traditions, it is believed that we are constantly surrounded by an intricate web of energy that flows through and around us, connecting us to the universe and all living beings. This energy is dynamic, always shifting and interacting with different frequencies. When our vibration begins to rise due to spiritual growth or energetic alignment, we may start experiencing physical and sensory changes, one of the most common being a ringing in the ears. This phenomenon is often a sign that you are undergoing an energetic shift, one that aligns you with higher frequencies and deepens your connection to the spiritual realm. These energetic shifts can happen naturally, but they are especially common when you engage in activities that elevate your consciousness. Practices such as meditation, prayer, energy healing, like Reiki, or chakra balancing, spending time in nature, and deep self-reflection all contribute to raising your vibrational frequency. Each of these practices allows you to quiet the mind, connect with your inner self, and open up to divine energy. The more frequently you engage in them, the more attuned you become to subtle shifts in energy, making it easier to perceive spiritual signs, including ringing in the ears. The ears are incredibly sensitive to vibrational changes, and when your energy is adjusting to a higher level, you may hear a high-pitched ringing sound. This sound can vary in intensity. Sometimes it is faint and barely noticeable, while at other times it may be louder and more persistent. Regardless of the volume, this experience is often an indication that you are evolving spiritually. Your consciousness is expanding, your energetic field is recalibrating, and you are becoming more receptive to higher wisdom. While these shifts are a positive sign of spiritual growth, they can sometimes feel overwhelming. A sudden increase in vibrational energy may lead to sensations of dizziness, heightened emotions, or even temporary fatigue as your body and spirit adjust. To maintain balance and integrate these shifts smoothly, it is important to practice grounding techniques. Grounding helps stabilize your energy and keeps you centered, preventing you from feeling too spiritually unanchored or disconnected from the physical world. One effective grounding technique is to walk barefoot on the earth, also known as earthing. This practice allows you to absorb the earth's natural energy, bringing a sense of stability and calmness to your body. Another powerful method is deep breathing exercises, taking slow, mindful breaths in and out to regulate your energy flow. Additionally, visualizing a protective light surrounding your body can help you maintain energetic balance. Imagine a glowing, golden light enveloping you, shielding you from negativity while harmonizing your energy field. By incorporating these practices into your daily life, you can navigate your spiritual evolution with greater ease. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the ringing in your ears, embrace it as a sacred sign of transformation. Trust that your energy is aligning with higher frequencies and that you are being guided toward greater spiritual awareness. The universe is speaking to you through these subtle signs. Pay attention, stay grounded, and allow yourself to grow into your highest self. Number 4. Warnings and protection from negative energies. Not all instances of ear ringing carry a positive spiritual message. While some cases signal a spiritual awakening or guidance from higher realms, others serve as an alert, a warning that you need to protect yourself from negative energies. Our bodies are highly attuned to energetic shifts, even if we don't always recognize them consciously. Have you ever noticed ringing in your ears after a tense conversation, being around someone who drains your energy, or entering a space that feels heavy and uncomfortable? If so, this could be a sign that your body is reacting to an unfavorable energetic environment. As your spiritual sensitivity increases, you naturally become more aware of the energies surrounding you. This heightened awareness is a gift, but it also means you may pick up on lower vibrations more easily. Negative energy can come from many sources, certain people, places, or even your own emotions when you are feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed. If the ringing in your ears feels uncomfortable, sharp, or overwhelming, it may be your body's way of warning you that something in your environment is affecting your energy field. This is a crucial signal urging you to take steps to protect yourself. One of the best ways to shield your energy is through prayer or setting an intention for protection. When you feel the presence of heavy energy, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and affirm your protection. You can say something as simple as, "I am surrounded by divine light. Only love and positivity may enter my space." By stating your intention, you create an energetic boundary that prevents negative influences from affecting you. Another important step is to remove yourself from environments that feel energetically heavy. If you enter a space and immediately feel uneasy, pay attention to that sensation. Your intuition is a powerful tool, and if something feels off, trust that instinct. When possible, physically leave the space or distance yourself from people whose energy does not align with yours. This is not about judging others, but about honoring and protecting your well-being. Using protective tools such as crystals can also help shield your energy. Stones like black tourmaline, obsidian, and amethyst are known for their protective properties. Carrying these crystals in your pocket or wearing them as jewelry can help absorb and deflect negative energy, keeping your aura clear. Placing them near your bed or workspace can also create a protective shield around you. Another highly effective method for clearing unwanted energy is spiritual cleansing. Practices such as burning sage, Palo Santo, or incense can help purify your space and remove lingering negativity. If you feel energetically drained after an encounter, taking a salt bath can also be incredibly beneficial. Sea salt or Epsom salt has purifying properties that can cleanse your aura and restore energetic balance. As you soak, visualize any negativity dissolving into the water and being washed away. Most importantly, listen to your intuition. Your inner guidance will help you distinguish between a positive message and a protective warning. If the ringing in your ears feels soothing or uplifting, it may be a sign of spiritual guidance. However, if it feels disruptive or unsettling, take it as a cue to assess your surroundings and take necessary steps to protect your energy. By practicing awareness and self-care, you can navigate these experiences with clarity and maintain a strong energetic shield, ensuring that you remain aligned with peace and positivity. Number 5. The side of the ear matters. Left versus right. Many spiritual teachings suggest that the side on which you hear ringing in your ears holds significant meaning. The sound is not random. It carries messages that can provide insight into your spiritual journey, emotional state, and external environment. By paying attention to whether the ringing occurs in your left or right ear, you can begin to decode the deeper message being conveyed. When you experience ringing in your left ear, it is typically associated with internal messages. This side is connected to your intuition, emotions, subconscious thoughts, and personal transformation. It serves as an invitation to turn inward and reflect on your current state of mind. The ringing may be a signal that you need to listen to your inner voice more carefully, or pay attention to emotions that you have been suppressing. Hearing ringing in the left ear can also indicate that you are undergoing a period of spiritual growth. Your energy may be shifting, and your higher self could be urging you to embrace this transformation. If the sound appears during moments of deep thought, self-reflection, or meditation, take it as a sign that you are being guided toward greater self-awareness. Ask yourself, what emotions am I experiencing? What changes am I resisting? What truth am I avoiding? These questions can help you unlock the message hidden within the ringing. On the other hand, ringing in the right ear is often linked to external messages. This side is associated with spiritual guides, divine confirmations, or warnings about your surroundings. If you hear ringing in your right ear, it could mean that your guardian angels or spirit guides are trying to communicate with you. They may be offering encouragement, signaling that you are on the right path, or providing subtle warnings about a situation that requires caution. This ringing may also be connected to external events. Perhaps you are about to receive important news, or someone is speaking about you in a way that affects your energy. If the ringing occurs while you are making an important decision, it may serve as a divine nudge, guiding you toward the best choice. Pay attention to your surroundings, conversations, and even synchronicities that follow the ringing, as they may hold further clues about its meaning. By understanding which ear the ringing occurs in, you can gain deeper insight into the messages being sent to you. The more you tune in to these subtle signs, the more you strengthen your connection with both your inner wisdom and the guidance of the universe. Number 6. A call to strengthen your intuition. If you've been feeling disconnected from your inner wisdom, experiencing ringing in your ears may be a powerful reminder to slow down and listen more closely to your intuition. The universe is always communicating with us, offering guidance, reassurance, and insight. But in the fast-paced nature of modern life, we often become too distracted to notice these subtle messages. We are constantly bombarded with external noise, work responsibilities, social obligations, and endless digital content, making it easy to ignore the quiet voice within us. However, when we experience ringing in our ears, it may be a spiritual nudge urging us to turn inward and reconnect with our higher self. The next time you hear this mysterious sound, take a moment to pause. Instead of dismissing it as a meaningless occurrence, See it as an opportunity to check in with yourself. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and ask, what is my intuition trying to tell me? Don't rush to find an immediate answer. Instead, allow yourself to be open to subtle insights that may arise in the coming minutes, hours, or even days. Sometimes messages from the universe do not come in obvious ways, but through emotions, dreams, repeated symbols, or sudden realizations. The key to strengthening your intuition is awareness and trust. The more you pay attention to these signals, the clearer they will become. Over time, you may notice patterns. Perhaps the ringing happens when you are facing an important decision, contemplating a new direction, or ignoring something your soul is trying to bring to your attention. By acknowledging these moments and taking them seriously, you cultivate a deeper relationship with your intuition, allowing it to guide you with greater clarity and confidence. The universe is always whispering. Will you take the time to listen? Number 7. A sign of spiritual purification. Ringing in the ears can also be a sign that your energy is undergoing a purification process. As we move through different phases of life, we accumulate energetic imprints from our experiences, emotions, and interactions with others. Some of these energies may become stagnant or heavy, weighing us down and preventing us from fully stepping into our highest potential. When your energy field begins to release these old, dense vibrations, your body may react with physical sensations, including ringing in the ears. This is a sign that your system is clearing away what no longer serves you, making space for higher frequencies and a renewed sense of clarity. If you've been experiencing major life changes, such as deep emotional healing, breaking free from toxic relationships, shifting old belief systems, or stepping into your purpose, this ringing may be an indication that you are adjusting to a new energetic flow. Transformational periods can feel intense, but they are necessary for growth. During these times, your body, mind, and spirit are realigning, and it is important to support this process with intentional self-care and energy cleansing practices. To help facilitate this energetic purification, consider engaging in activities that promote cleansing and renewal. Taking spiritual baths with sea salt and essential oils can help clear away negative energy and restore balance. Spending time in nature, especially in sunlight and fresh air, allows your body to absorb natural healing energy while grounding you. Creative expression, whether through writing, painting, dancing, or playing music, is also a powerful way to release emotions and realign your energy. Additionally, nourishing your body with plenty of water and wholesome foods ensures that your physical vessel remains strong and vibrant during this transition. The more you align with your true self, the clearer and more elevated your energy becomes. Trust that this purification is leading you toward a higher state of being, and embrace it as a sign of your spiritual evolution. The ringing in your ears is not just a random occurrence. It is a message from the universe, your spiritual guides, or your own higher self. Whether it's a sign of awakening, a call to protect your energy, or a signal to trust your intuition, it carries meaning. Instead of ignoring it, take a moment to reflect, tune in, and listen to what the universe is trying to tell you. These small yet powerful moments can serve as guidance, helping you navigate your spiritual journey with greater clarity and purpose. Have you ever experienced this phenomenon? What do you believe it means for you? We would love to hear your thoughts. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your insights could help others who may be going through the same thing. If you found this message valuable, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. By doing so, you help us continue sharing content that inspires, uplifts, and deepens spiritual understanding. Thank you for being part of this journey. Your presence and support mean the world. The universe is speaking. Are you listening? What I'm about to share with you might feel like a wake-up call, but it's one you've been waiting for. You didn't arrive here by chance. God brought you here for a reason, and it's time to take the next step in your divine journey. No more hesitation, no more holding back. If you've been searching for a sign, this is it. The transformation you've been longing for is on the other side of one bold decision, but it comes with a challenge. Take action now, no matter the cost. This is your moment. The breakthrough you've been praying for is within reach. It won't be easy, but I promise it will be worth it. Before we dive deeper, I need you to do 3 things. Hit the like button to let us know you're with us. Subscribe and join us on the journey to reach 30,000 subscribers, spreading this powerful message to the world. Leave a comment below with the words, "Jesus, I am ready." This declaration will send a signal to the heavens, amplifying the energy of this message in your life. Stay with me until the end, because deep down, you already know this is the final test you've been waiting for. Once you embrace this, your life will never be the same. I stand before you today, not as a mere speaker delivering a message, but as a voice crying out in the wilderness, a wilderness filled with spiritual complacency and forgotten purpose. I am here on a divine assignment, compelled by a heavenly mandate to reignite the fire of God within your spirit. This is not a word to entertain or simply inspire. It is a challenge, a call to step into a deeper, more profound relationship with the one who created you. It is an invitation to awaken the dormant embers of your faith and fan them into a roaring blaze of devotion, passion, and purpose. This message is not for the faint-hearted. It is not for those who are comfortable with the shallow waters of spiritual mediocrity or content to drift through life without pursuing the fullness of God's plan. This is a call to the chosen ones, those who have been set apart by the hand of God for a destiny that demands more. If you are here, it is no accident. You already know deep in your soul that you have been called to something greater. But the call of destiny is not without cost. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and unwavering commitment. It requires you to say yes to God's refining process and no to the distractions of this world. And this is where fasting comes in, a divine discipline that is far more than abstaining from food. Fasting is a spiritual act of surrender, a declaration that you value God above all else. It is the furnace in which the impurities of the flesh are burned away, leaving a heart that is fully aligned with His will. Fasting is the battlefield where your spirit overcomes the cries of your flesh and declares victory in the name of Jesus. It is where the chosen are separated from the merely called, where the weak are made strong, and where those who hunger and thirst for righteousness are filled with God's presence. Fasting is not an option. It is not a suggestion. It is a command from God, a sacred discipline that distinguishes the called from the chosen. In Matthew 6:16-18, Jesus made this clear when He said, "When you fast, not if you fast." These words reveal that fasting is not an elective, but an expectation for every believer who desires to walk in the fullness of God's purpose. Fasting is more than simply abstaining from food. It is the arena where the flesh and spirit collide. It is the furnace where God's refining fire burns away impurities, shaping you into the vessel He has called you to be. Fasting is a battlefield where the cries of your physical hunger are silenced by the deeper hunger of your spirit, a hunger to know God more intimately, to hear His voice more clearly, and to see His glory revealed in your life. This sacred act is not about denying yourself for the sake of suffering. It is about creating space for God to fill. It's about declaring with every fiber of your being, "Lord, I desire you more than I desire food, comfort, or the fleeting pleasures of this world." Fasting is a bold declaration of dependence, a way of telling God, "You are my source. You are my sustainer. You are my everything." Let me ask you, chosen ones, how hungry are you for God? Is your soul desperate to encounter His presence? Are you longing to see His glory manifest in your life? This kind of hunger is what drives true fasting. Not obligation, but desperation. It is the cry of a heart that cannot be satisfied by anything less than the fullness of God. Fasting reveals the depth of your desire for Him. It strips away distractions, exposes idols, and brings to light the areas of your life that need surrender. In the quiet and discomfort of fasting, God meets you in powerful ways. He strengthens your spirit, aligns your heart with His, and prepares you for the breakthroughs you've been praying for. To truly grasp the significance of fasting, we must first understand what it is. At its core, fasting is the voluntary abstention from food, drink, or other comforts for a spiritual purpose. It is an intentional act of stepping away from the physical to draw nearer to the spiritual. But let me make this clear. Fasting is not about trying to manipulate God. It is not a hunger strike meant to force His hand or demand His response. God is not moved by our deprivation, but by the posture of our hearts. Fasting is, above all, an act of surrender. It is a declaration of dependence on God. When you fast, you are boldly proclaiming, "Lord, you are my source. I rely on you. Not on bread, not on material comforts, not on the fleeting satisfactions of this world, but on your word, your power, and your presence." This discipline is not about what you're giving up. It's about what you're gaining. Fasting shifts your focus from the physical to the spiritual, reminding you that your true sustenance comes from God alone. It creates space in your life for Him to move, speak, and work in ways that are often drowned out by the noise of everyday life. Through fasting, you declare that nothing is more important than your relationship with God. It is a statement of trust, an acknowledgement that every need, physical, emotional, and spiritual, is met by Him. In fasting, you align your heart with His will, quieting the desires of the flesh to amplify the voice of the Spirit. It is not about losing. It is about gaining clarity, strength, and a deeper connection with the One who sustains you. In Mark 9:29, Jesus shared a profound spiritual principle. This kind can come out only by prayer and fasting. These words reveal a critical truth. Some battles in life cannot be won through prayer alone. There are spiritual strongholds so deeply entrenched, chains so tightly bound, and challenges so persistent that they require the added sacrifice and focus of fasting. Fasting is not a replacement for prayer, but a divine multiplier, amplifying the power and intensity of your prayers. It sharpens your spiritual awareness, aligns your heart with God's will, and demonstrates your complete dependence on His power. Fasting is the key to unlocking breakthroughs that seem impossible. It is an act of humility that says, "Lord, I cannot do this in my own strength. I need you." By denying yourself and seeking God wholeheartedly, you invite His supernatural intervention into the areas of your life that human effort cannot reach. Let me share a testimony that illustrates this truth. A man who had been bound by addiction for years tried everything to break free. He prayed fervently, sought counseling, and remained active in his church community, but the chain of addiction persisted. Finally, he committed to a 7-day fast, dedicating himself fully to seeking God. On the 5th day, something incredible happened. A supernatural release. The addiction that had enslaved him for over a decade was broken in an instant. Why? Because fasting creates a space for God's power to move where human effort and willpower fail. Fasting doesn't just add to your prayers, it transforms them. It demonstrates the seriousness of your faith, the depth of your surrender, and your hunger for God's intervention. Whatever stronghold you face, fasting may be the key to your victory, unlocking the breakthrough you've been longing for. Imagine standing before a massive tree, axe in hand. You swing with all your might, sweat pouring, muscles straining, and yet, after hours of effort, the tree barely shows a dent. The problem is not your strength or determination, it's the dullness of your axe. No matter how much effort you put in, a dull axe cannot achieve the desired result. This is a picture of how we often approach life's challenges. We pray, strive, and work tirelessly, yet certain obstacles remain unmoved. This is where fasting comes in. It is the act of sharpening your spiritual axe. Fasting doesn't simply add more effort, it makes your effort more effective. It fine-tunes your spiritual sensitivity, clearing away distractions and aligning your heart with God's will. When you fast, you're not just abstaining from food, you're stepping into a deeper dependence on God. Fasting amplifies your prayers, strengthens your faith, and positions you to receive divine wisdom and strength. It clears the clutter of worldly noise, allowing you to hear His voice with greater clarity. Obstacles that once felt immovable begin to crumble because you are no longer relying on your own strength, but tapping into the limitless power of God. Think of fasting as spiritual preparation. Just as a sharpened axe cuts efficiently, a heart that has been refined through fasting is equipped to face the challenges ahead. The barriers you couldn't break through before are now no match for the precision and power that comes from fasting. Instead of exhausting yourself swinging a dull axe, take the time to sharpen it. In fasting, you align yourself with God's strength, and through Him, even the tallest trees of opposition will fall. Before Jesus began His earthly ministry, He embarked on a 40-day fast in the wilderness. This was no coincidence. It was an intentional act of preparation. Jesus knew the road ahead would be filled with immense challenges, spiritual warfare, and the ultimate sacrifice for humanity. Fasting was His way of fortifying His spirit, sharpening His focus, and fully aligning Himself with the Father's will. This period of fasting wasn't simply about physical deprivation, it was about spiritual empowerment. During those 40 days, Jesus resisted the temptations of the enemy, demonstrating that true strength comes not from earthly sustenance, but from complete reliance on God. Fasting equipped Him to confront the devil's lies with unwavering truth, solidifying His readiness to fulfill His divine purpose. Think of an athlete training for the Olympics. They endure grueling preparation, sacrificing comfort and convenience to reach their peak performance. In the same way, Jesus used fasting as spiritual training to overcome the weight of His mission. He showed us that fasting is not just preparation, it is power. If Jesus, the Son of God, fasted to prepare for His purpose, how much more should we? Through fasting, we too can receive the strength and clarity to fulfill our calling. If you feel stuck, as though your life has hit a plateau, or if there's an ache in your spirit telling you that there is more purpose, more fulfillment, more of God's power, then fasting is the key to unlocking your next level. Fasting clears the noise and distractions that so often crowd our minds and hearts. It refocuses your attention, silences the world's chaos, and creates an open space for God to work in your life. Through fasting, you align your heart with God's purpose, inviting Him to reveal the steps you need to take to step fully into your destiny. But fasting isn't just about changing your circumstances, it changes you. It's like holding up a spiritual mirror, reflecting the areas of your life you might not otherwise see. Fasting brings hidden struggles into the light: pride, impatience, self-reliance, and even misplaced priorities. But don't let this revelation discourage you. This isn't about shame. God's intention isn't to condemn but to cleanse. Fasting is a process of purification, a way of surrendering those areas to Him so He can refine and transform you. As the layers of distraction and self-sufficiency are stripped away, you'll find yourself becoming more dependent on God's strength, more attuned to His voice, and more connected to His will. Fasting is not about deprivation but about transformation. It's an invitation to deeper intimacy with God, a refining process that prepares you for the greater things He has in store. When you fast, you're not just seeking change, you're becoming the person God created you to be. So, if you feel stuck, know that fasting can be the breakthrough you've been waiting for, a pathway to clarity, renewal, and divine purpose. In 2 Chronicles 20, King Jehoshaphat faced an overwhelming challenge. A vast army was advancing against Judah, and defeat seemed inevitable. Instead of panicking or relying on military strategies, the king did something extraordinary. He called the entire nation to fast and seek the Lord. Men, women, and children came together, humbling themselves before God, crying out for His intervention. Their fasting and prayers reached heaven, and God responded with a powerful word. The battle is not yours but God's. Without lifting a sword, Judah witnessed a miraculous victory as their enemies turned on one another. This is the power of fasting. It moves the hand of God to fight battles we cannot win on our own. Fasting is like planting a seed in fertile soil. At first, it may seem like nothing is happening. You may feel the discomfort, the sacrifice, and the waiting, but beneath the surface, something powerful is taking place. Just as a seed takes time to sprout and bear fruit, fasting prepares your spirit for a season of growth and fruitfulness. It positions you for God's intervention, allowing His power to work in ways you cannot see. Trust the process. The act of fasting aligns your heart with God's will, creating an environment for His blessings to flourish. Though you may not see immediate results, know that God is working behind the scenes. In due season, you will reap a harvest far greater than you imagined. A harvest of breakthroughs, provision, and victories that only God can bring. Like Judah, your fasting can turn the impossible into a testimony of God's faithfulness. So, plant the seed of fasting with faith, and watch as God moves in ways that exceed your expectations. Fasting is not easy. It challenges every part of your being. Your body will resist the hunger. Your mind will rebel against the discomfort. And your heart may question whether the sacrifice is even necessary. It's a battle between flesh and spirit, and every moment of it requires determination and faith. But this is the beauty of fasting. It strips away the superficial comforts we lean on, forcing us to rely fully on God. In those moments of struggle, remember the truth of Hebrews 12:11. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. The temporary discomfort of fasting is not without purpose. It refines you, strengthens your spirit, and prepares you for the eternal rewards that come from surrendering to God. Through fasting, you are transformed, becoming more sensitive to His voice, more aligned with His will, and more equipped to walk in your divine purpose. Every moment of sacrifice draws you closer to the breakthroughs you've been longing for. Chosen ones, the time is now. The answers you seek, the victories you desire, and the changes you crave are not found in convenience or ease. They are found in surrender. Fasting is not just about giving something up. It's about gaining something far greater. It is the key to unlocking the power of God in your life, breaking strongholds, and opening doors that have been shut for far too long. Will you answer the call? Will you take the test? This is your moment to step into the fullness of what God has for you. Say yes to the challenge, embrace the discipline, and trust that the harvest of righteousness and peace will follow. The reward is worth the sacrifice. Let us pray together. Heavenly Father, we come before you, desperate for your presence. We lay down every distraction, every excuse, and every fear. Ignite a fire within us, Lord, a hunger for your word, your glory, and your purpose. We declare today that we will embrace the discipline of fasting with faith and perseverance. Strengthen us to press through the discomfort and align our hearts with your will. Break every chain, heal every wound, and open the doors to supernatural breakthroughs. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. If this message has touched your heart, take action now. Like, subscribe, and comment, "Jesus, I am ready." Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Your obedience in spreading God's word is planting seeds of hope, faith, and transformation. Fasting is your test, your weapon, and your pathway to victory. Embrace it with boldness. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. Together, let us rise as the chosen ones and set the world ablaze with His glory. The time is now. Will you answer the call? What I'm about to share may surprise you, perhaps even shock you. But let me tell you this. If you are watching this video right now, it's not by accident. The universe, guided by divine orchestration, has brought you here for a reason. God is preparing something extraordinary for you. Your life is about to change forever, and soon, You will experience a level of financial freedom and abundance that you've only dreamed of. Yes, you heard that right. Money will flow to you like water, effortlessly and abundantly. This isn't just about financial gain. It's about a total transformation, spiritual, emotional, and energetic. The very breakthroughs you've been praying for, waiting for, and perhaps even doubting at times are no longer distant possibilities. They are becoming your reality right now. Before we dive into this life-changing message, I want you to pause this video and take 3 simple steps. First, hit that like button. Second, subscribe to this channel to help us reach 30,000 subscribers. Third, leave a comment with the number 99. Why? Because this number symbolizes the completion of a divine cycle, and it sends a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this message. If you are truly one of the chosen ones, you'll watch this video until the very end, because deep down, your spirit already knows this message is meant for you. Those who are not ready to receive this truth might not make it to the end, but for those who do, your life will never be the same. Now, let's get into it. Imagine standing at the threshold of a great breakthrough. You've endured countless hardships, sacrificed more than most, and worked tirelessly to build a better future. And now, you are on the cusp of something extraordinary. Your struggles are about to transform into blessings, and your scarcity is about to be replaced by overflow. But this breakthrough isn't just about material wealth. No, it's much deeper than that. It's about an abundance of peace, joy, and opportunities that will leave you in awe. The universe has been aligning every detail of your life to ensure that you receive all that you've worked so hard for. Every setback, every delay, every closed door was preparing you for this moment. When this breakthrough comes, it will feel like a floodgate opening. Opportunities, blessings, and resources will pour into your life like a river that's finally found its course. But remember, the universe works in divine timing. The trials you've endured weren't there to punish you. They were there to prepare you. Without them, you wouldn't have the strength, wisdom, or resilience to handle what's coming. It's easy to reflect on your past and feel the weight of the pain you've endured. The sleepless nights that stretched endlessly, the heartbreaks that left you questioning your strength, and the moments when giving up seemed like the only option. At the time, those struggles may have felt overwhelming, even unbearable, and you might have wondered why life seemed so difficult. But here's a powerful truth. Every single one of those challenges was necessary. Each trial was a lesson, a stepping stone, preparing you for something far greater than you could imagine. Without them, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Think of a diamond. It begins as a simple piece of carbon, but under intense heat and pressure, it transforms into something brilliant, valuable, and indestructible. Without that pressure, it would remain just an ordinary lump of coal. Your journey mirrors this transformation. The struggles you faced didn't come to destroy you. They came to refine you, to shape you into someone strong, resilient, and capable of embracing the abundance and opportunities that are now on the horizon. Every tear you shed, every moment of doubt, and every setback was building something within you: wisdom, endurance, and a deeper understanding of life. The sleepless nights taught you resilience. The heartbreaks opened your heart to greater compassion and understanding. The moments of despair strengthened your resolve and forced you to dig deeper, to find a strength within yourself that you didn't even know existed. These experiences have prepared you, not just to survive, but to thrive. Now, as you stand at the edge of a new chapter, know that you are ready. The foundation has been laid. Those painful moments have been transformed into the strength and wisdom you need to step fully into your purpose. This is your time to reap the harvest of everything you've sown through your perseverance. The trials were not the end. They were the preparation. What lies ahead is a reward, far greater than the struggles you've endured. Your journey was never in vain, and now the fruits of your growth are about to unfold in ways that will take your breath away. You may not see it all right now, but trust this. There is a divine blueprint for your life. Every experience you've had, every person you've encountered, and every challenge you've faced has been part of a carefully orchestrated plan. Nothing you've been through is random or without purpose. The moments of joy, the seasons of struggle, and the quiet in-betweens all serve as pieces of a puzzle that is now beginning to take shape. Right now, you are entering a pivotal phase in your life where this divine plan will unfold in ways more beautiful and more extraordinary than you can imagine. The wealth that's coming your way is not just material. It's holistic, encompassing every facet of your being. This wealth is your divine birthright, a manifestation of the life of abundance you were always meant to live. It's more than money. It's the richness of meaningful relationships that uplift and inspire you. It's the gift of endless opportunities that align with your deepest passions. It's the quiet, unshakable peace that comes from living a life of purpose and fulfillment. This abundance doesn't just touch your finances. It enhances your spiritual growth, your emotional well-being, and your sense of connection to the world around you. When you align yourself with this divine plan, everything begins to fall into place. Your struggles and triumphs, your unique talents and dreams, they all converge into a singular path that leads you toward the life you were designed to live. Your gifts are not random. They were given to you for a reason. Your passions are not mere interests. They are clues guiding you toward your destiny. These are the tools you will use to manifest a life that reflects the true essence of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. The beauty of this alignment is that it feels effortless. Instead of forcing things to happen, you'll find doors opening where you once saw walls. Opportunities will appear that perfectly match your skills and desires. Relationships will blossom that nurture your spirit and propel you forward. When you trust in the divine plan and embrace the abundance waiting for you, you step into the life you've always been destined to live. A life where every aspect of your being thrives. I know it's hard to trust when life has thrown so many challenges your way. When you've spent years struggling, fighting battles no one else sees, and enduring a reality of scarcity, trusting in abundance can feel almost impossible. It's easy to wonder if things will ever change, to feel that the universe has forgotten you. But let me tell you something powerful. Even when it doesn't seem like it, the universe is always working behind the scenes, aligning every detail of your life to bring you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Financial abundance is not a question of if, but when. Every setback, every rejection, every delay you've experienced was not a punishment. It was preparation. Think of the detours you've taken not as obstacles, but as alternate routes carefully designed to lead you to something even greater. The universe knows your needs, your desires, and your dreams intimately. It knows the exact timing required for you to receive those blessings fully and sustainably. Sometimes the delays are there to build your strength, to help you grow, or to ensure that you're ready to handle the incredible abundance waiting for you. Your role in this divine process is simple yet profound. Trust, have patience, and remain open. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should, even when you can't see the full picture. Patience doesn't mean passivity. It means staying grounded in the belief that what's meant for you will find its way to you. And openness means letting go of doubts and fears so you can receive the blessings that are already making their way into your life. One day soon, you'll look back and realize that every challenge was a lesson in disguise. Every delay was a blessing wrapped in patience. You'll see how the seemingly disconnected pieces of your journey fit together perfectly, forming a picture more beautiful than you could have imagined. The universe doesn't make mistakes. Trust in the process, trust in the timing, and trust in the abundance that's destined to flow into your life. You are closer to your breakthrough than you think, so hold on and stay ready for the blessings to come. Patience is one of the most powerful tools you have on your journey to success. It's not just about waiting, it's about trusting that everything is unfolding in perfect alignment with divine timing. Even when you can't see progress on the surface, know that the seeds of your dreams are taking root and growing beneath the soil. Think of a seed. It doesn't sprout the moment it's planted. It takes time, care, sunlight, water, and the right conditions to grow into a strong and beautiful plant. The process can't be rushed, and neither can your journey to abundance. Your prosperity works the same way. The dreams and goals you've nurtured are growing, maturing, and evolving, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Every moment of waiting isn't wasted. It's a vital part of the process. It's in these moments that you are being prepared, strengthened, and refined for the incredible blessings that are coming your way. When the time is right, your efforts will bear fruit in ways that exceed your expectations, blossoming into a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. Patience requires faith. It asks you to trust that everything is happening as it should, even when progress feels slow or non-existent. It's about staying grounded and refusing to let doubt or fear take root in your heart. Each passing day, even in the waiting, is moving you closer to the abundance you've dreamed of. Keep nurturing your goals, stay resilient in your faith, and trust in the process. Remember, the best is yet to come, and the life you're building will be worth every moment of patience and perseverance. Imagine a life where money flows to you effortlessly, like water running through a clear, endless stream. Gone are the days of worry about bills, debts, or financial limitations. Instead, you live in a state of ease, knowing that financial freedom is not just possible, it's your reality. This isn't some far-off dream, it's the new chapter you're stepping into, a chapter where abundance and prosperity are your everyday companions. Financial freedom doesn't mean reckless spending or indulgence without purpose. It means living with peace of mind, unburdened by the constant stress of making ends meet. It's about having the resources to enjoy life fully while staying grounded in gratitude and wisdom. Picture yourself walking through life with confidence, knowing that you have the means to meet your needs and fulfill your desires, whether it's traveling the world, experiencing cultures you've always dreamed of, or giving generously to causes close to your heart. Financial freedom empowers you to live boldly and joyfully. Now, imagine the home you've always envisioned, a place of comfort, beauty, and safety that reflects the life you've worked so hard to create. Visualize waking up every morning without the weight of financial stress, free to focus on what truly matters, your passions, your loved ones, and your purpose. This isn't a fantasy. This is the reality waiting for you. It's a life where money is no longer a source of fear, but a tool for creating joy, sharing abundance, and building a legacy. This is the freedom you've been destined to experience, and it's closer than you think. The stream of abundance is flowing. Step into it with confidence. To fully embrace the wealth that is already destined for you, it's crucial to align yourself with it on every level: mind, heart, and soul. This means letting go of limiting beliefs that have held you back. Beliefs like, money is hard to come by, or success isn't meant for me. These thoughts are barriers to abundance, blocking the flow of prosperity that is trying to reach you. Instead, replace them with empowering affirmations such as, money flows to me effortlessly, I attract wealth with ease, and I am worthy of unlimited success. By shifting your mindset, you create a fertile ground for abundance to take root and grow. Visualization is another powerful tool for alignment. Take a moment to picture the life you desire. See it vividly in your mind, the home of your dreams, filled with warmth and beauty. Imagine yourself driving the car you've always wanted, feeling the freedom of the open road. Picture yourself traveling to breathtaking destinations, immersing yourself in new cultures and experiences. Envision the joy of giving back, contributing to causes that touch your heart, and knowing you're making a difference in the world. The clearer and more detailed your vision, the stronger its pull becomes, aligning your energy with the reality you wish to create. Alignment is about more than thoughts. It's about embodying the energy of abundance in your actions and attitudes. Act as though you're already living the life you envision. Practice gratitude for what you have and what's on its way. When your mindset, energy, and actions are in harmony, abundance begins to manifest faster than you could imagine. Trust in the process, Let go of doubts and watch as the wealth you've always dreamed of flows naturally into your life. You are not here by accident. You are here for a reason, chosen and guided by a divine purpose that is leading you toward unstoppable success. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt has been part of your preparation for this moment. The road has not been easy, but it has been worth it. Each step you've taken, no matter how small, has been building the foundation for the life of abundance that is now within your reach. Now is your time to shine. The abundance you've been waiting for is no longer a distant dream. It's rushing toward you. Trust in divine timing, even when it feels like nothing is happening. The universe has been working tirelessly behind the scenes, aligning every piece of your journey so that your blessings arrive exactly when you are ready to receive them. Align yourself with this flow, open your heart to the possibilities, and embrace the wealth, joy, and opportunities that are already yours. Chosen ones, the future is bright. What lies ahead is more extraordinary than anything you've imagined. Your life is about to transform in ways that will leave you in awe. Believe it, receive it, and step boldly into the reality you were born to live. Thank you for allowing this message to speak into your heart. If it has inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Help us spread this light by hitting the like button and sharing this video with someone who needs encouragement. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and join this community of chosen ones as we step into a new era of purpose, abundance, and unstoppable success. Your best days are not behind you. They are ahead of you. Your life will never be the same again. If you are reading this right now, know that it is not by accident. You have been divinely led to this moment, drawn by a force greater than yourself. The message you are about to receive is one of power, transformation, and supernatural abundance. From this moment forward, your struggles are over. Your days of financial hardship are behind you. Why? Because God Himself has taken charge of your wealth, prosperity, and success. The blessings you have prayed for are on their way. The abundance you have envisioned is about to manifest before your very eyes. Those who once doubted you, who mocked your lack, will soon witness the undeniable proof of God's favor upon your life. This is your season. Nothing and no one can stop the flood of blessings that are moving toward you right now. Before we go deeper into this divine revelation, I need you to take 3 simple steps. First, hit that like button to affirm your faith in this message. Second, subscribe to ensure you never miss another life-changing word. Third, leave a comment with the number 99, a number charged with divine energy that will activate powerful abundance in your life. If you are truly one of the chosen, you will stay until the very end, because deep in your spirit, you already know this truth was meant for you. Get ready, because your life is about to change in ways beyond your wildest imagination. Every journey has a turning point, the moment when struggles cease and blessings begin to flow freely. That moment for you is now. For those chosen by God, financial burdens are no longer yours to carry. The responsibility for your wealth and prosperity now rests in the hands of the Creator of the universe. He has orchestrated every moment of your life, leading you to this divine revelation. Your abundance is not a mere wish or hope. It is a guarantee from the Almighty. Your wealth will no longer be determined by your sweat, your hustle, or your effort, but by God's unshakable promise to provide. Imagine a river that never runs dry, constantly replenishing itself no matter how much is drawn from it. That is the nature of God's provision for you. You are destined to live a life of supernatural provision, not because of your strength or intellect, but because God has vowed to pour out His riches upon you. This divine responsibility is a testament to His unwavering commitment to His chosen ones. From this day forward, stop struggling. Start trusting. Your needs are already met. You are no longer bound by the uncertainties of life. Instead, you are walking in the certainty of divine provision. Your wealth is a reflection of God's love, And as you embrace this truth, you will experience a peace that surpasses all understanding. When you accepted your divine calling, something shifted in the spiritual realm. You transitioned from a life of striving to a life of effortless abundance. The days of working yourself into exhaustion, of fearing the unknown, of worrying about lack, they are over. From now on, your life will be carried effortlessly by God's grace and favor. No longer will your success be dependent on your ability to grind, toil, and push yourself to the brink. Instead, you will see doors open, opportunities arise, and resources flow into your hands supernaturally. When you step into divine abundance, it's not just about financial wealth, it's about overflow. Everything in your life will be touched by this divine shift. Your relationships, your health, your purpose. True wealth is not merely having money. It is living the fullness of life that God has designed for you. It is walking with confidence, knowing that you are guided by divine favor and that your path is already illuminated by His light. You will notice how effortlessly things begin to align. The relationships that once drained you will fall away, replaced by connections that uplift and inspire you. Opportunities will arise in places you never expected, as doors swing open with ease. Your health will flourish as stress and worry dissipate, replaced by a newfound sense of peace and well-being. Even your purpose will become clearer, as God reveals to you the exact steps you need to take. This is the power of stepping into divine abundance. It is not just about material gain, but about living a life so rich in blessings, peace, and purpose that it transforms not only your world, but the lives of those around you. You were chosen for greatness, not by accident, but by divine design. Embrace this shift. Let go of the old patterns of struggle and step boldly into the effortless abundance that has been prepared for you. Your time is now. Your blessings are already here. All you need to do is receive. Confidence does not come from self-reliance. It comes from knowing that you are supported by a power greater than yourself. When you embrace divine provision, you walk through life with unshakable assurance that everything you need is already supplied. You no longer need to live in fear of the unknown because your future has already been secured by the Almighty. Think of a child who never worries about their next meal or where they will sleep. They trust completely in their parents' ability to provide. This is the kind of confidence God is inviting you to embrace. You no longer need to stress about how things will come together. You simply trust that they already have. Your provision has been arranged, your needs have been met, and your abundance is already unfolding before you. This confidence liberates you from fear, doubt, and anxiety. It allows you to move boldly toward your destiny, free from hesitation and uncertainty. Instead of wasting energy trying to control every outcome, you can now focus on aligning with His will and watching miracles unfold before your very eyes. The path has already been prepared. All you need to do is walk in faith and trust that God's perfect plan is at work in your life. Living in confidence means no longer second-guessing whether you are enough or whether you will have enough. It is about knowing, beyond all doubt, that you are walking in divine favor. The stress and worry that once plagued you are being replaced with a peace that surpasses all understanding. As you step into this confidence, you will see how effortlessly your needs are met, how smoothly doors open, and how quickly your life transforms. Trust in God's timing, trust in His provision, and walk forward with the certainty that your abundance is already here. It is time to embrace the life of divine wealth, peace, and overflow that has been prepared for you. You are not meant to struggle endlessly to make ends meet. That is not your portion. Wealth is God's responsibility. Your only task is to remain aligned with His divine plan and trust in His perfect timing. When you release the burden of trying to control your financial future, you make room for miracles to take place. This is not about passivity. It is about active faith. As you take each step forward, God will open doors that you never even knew existed. Every opportunity you need, every resource required for your success, is already set aside for you. Think about it. If God is powerful enough to create the stars, the oceans, and the vast universe, how much more is He able to provide for you? There is no financial challenge too great, no obstacle too overwhelming for Him to overcome on your behalf. From this day forward, remove all doubts about your future. God's promises are yes and amen. What seems impossible in the natural realm is already accomplished in the spiritual. There is no room for fear, hesitation, or lack. You are stepping into a season of extraordinary abundance, where God's provision will overflow in every aspect of your life. Trust in His plan, hold firm to His promises, and watch as the supernatural blessings of divine wealth begin to manifest. This is your destiny. This is your time. The abundance you have been waiting for is already here. Your financial success is not just for you, it is meant to be a tool to fulfill your divine calling. The wealth God is releasing into your life will not only bless you, but position you to bless others. Whether it is through supporting ministries, helping the less fortunate, or funding a vision that changes the world, your prosperity has a higher purpose. Wealth is not about luxury alone, it is about impact. True fulfillment comes not from what you own, but from what you give. The more you bless others, the more blessings will flow into your life. This is the principle of abundance. What you sow, you shall reap. Your wealth is meant to create a legacy, to break generational curses, and to empower those who need a helping hand. As you step into your financial blessings, remember that God blesses those who use their resources to serve His greater purpose. The more you align with His will, the greater the overflow in your life. Think of your prosperity as a river, continuously flowing and nourishing all who come in contact with it. This is the kind of abundance God has for you, one that is not only sustainable, but ever expanding. It is a divine cycle. The more you pour into others, the more God pours into you. Let this truth sink into your spirit. You are a vessel for divine prosperity. Your wealth is not just for personal gain, but for building God's kingdom, transforming lives, and fulfilling the highest calling placed upon you. The abundance you are receiving is a divine appointment, a responsibility, and a testament to God's faithfulness in your life. Step forward with confidence, knowing that your financial success is not only secure, but divinely orchestrated. You are chosen to be a beacon of generosity, abundance, and faith. Walk boldly in this purpose, and watch as your blessings multiply beyond measure. When you embrace divine abundance, the floodgates open. Your past struggles will fade away, and the world will witness the transformation God is bringing into your life. The moment you banish doubt from your mind, you invite miracles. The more you align your thoughts with God's promises, the more you will see them manifest in your reality. Your dreams are not too big for God. Your goals are already within reach. Step into this new season fully. Embrace the abundance that is flowing your way. Know that your prosperity is not temporary. It is eternal, generational, and unstoppable. You are chosen for greatness. Your time is now. Nothing can hold you back. The wealth, success, and blessings you have been waiting for are already in motion. Get ready. Your life is about to change forever. If this message has touched your spirit, leave a comment with 99 and declare your faith in this divine promise. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message with others so they too can step into their season of supernatural abundance. Thank you for being part of this journey. Your breakthrough is here. What I am about to say might feel like a wake-up call, but it is exactly what you need to hear at this moment. You have been on this journey for a reason, and now the universe is calling you to act. No more waiting, no more hesitating. If you are reading this, it is not by accident. God has led you here. Now is the time to step into your power like never before. This is the moment where your desires transform into your reality. The final assignment is here, and it is non-negotiable. It comes with a challenge. Do it now, no matter the cost. The transformation you have been waiting for is on the other side of this action. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it. This is exactly what you need to shift into the next level of your life. Before we go any further, take a deep breath. Now, do two things. Number 1, hit that like button. Number 2, leave a comment with the words, "Jesus, I am ready." This declaration will send a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying your energy and intention. If you are truly a chosen one, you will stay with me until the end. Deep down, your spirit already knows this is the final assignment you have been waiting for. Once you complete it, nothing in your life will ever be the same. So let's dive in. You are not random. You are chosen. You are called to be messengers of the covenant, the very instruments through which God reveals his promises to the world. This is not a title to boast about, but a responsibility to embrace with reverence and urgency. The Bible declares in Malachi 3:1, "See, I will send my messenger, who will prepare the way before me. Then suddenly the Lord you are seeking will come to his temple. The messenger of the covenant, whom you desire, will come, says the Lord Almighty." This verse is not just history, it is prophecy. It is not just for others, it is for you. You are the fulfillment of God's plan to prepare the way for his presence to be revealed. But before you can carry this holy message, you must first understand what it means to be a messenger, the weight of the covenant you carry, and the fire that fuels your calling. To be a messenger means to be entrusted with a divine responsibility. It requires faith, obedience, and unwavering dedication. The role of a messenger is not simply to deliver words, but to live them, to be a living testimony of God's truth. Throughout history, God has chosen individuals who were willing to surrender their will and embrace his divine purpose. These messengers were not always the strongest, the wisest, or the most qualified by human standards. Instead, they were those who had hearts that were willing, spirits that were obedient, and lives that were surrendered to his will. Look at the great messengers in Scripture. Moses, who led God's people out of captivity despite his own doubts and limitations. Isaiah, who boldly proclaimed the word of the Lord even when faced with opposition. John the Baptist, who prepared the way for Christ with unwavering conviction. And the apostles, who carried the message of the gospel to the ends of the earth despite persecution. Each of these messengers understood the weight of their calling, and they carried it with honor and purpose. As a messenger of the covenant, you are not here by coincidence. Every experience you have had, every challenge you have faced, and every triumph you have celebrated has been preparing you for this moment. The fire within you is not accidental. It is the very presence of God urging you to step forward in faith. But carrying this message is not without its cost. It requires courage, endurance, and absolute trust in God's plan. It means standing firm when the world pushes back, proclaiming truth when others remain silent, and remaining steadfast in faith even when doubt tries to creep in. The question is, are you ready? Are you willing to step into your calling without fear or hesitation? The world is waiting for God's messengers to rise. The time is now. Embrace your purpose, carry the message with boldness, and let the fire of the covenant burn brightly within you. Before I continue, I want to pause and thank each and every one of you for your prayers, unwavering support, and incredible generosity. Most especially, I want to acknowledge those of you who have been giving through the link pinned in the comments below and through the Super Thankful feature. Your actions are a clear sign that you not only love God, but also deeply believe in and love the work we are doing here. You are not just supporters, you are partners, co-laborers in the kingdom of God. Your sacrifices and contributions are a testament to your faith and your heart for the mission God has entrusted us with. And I declare this over your life. God will reward you accordingly in ways beyond what you can imagine or think. Every prayer, every word of encouragement, every gift, and every time you share this message with someone in need is making an eternal impact. Together, We are spreading the good news, touching lives, and sowing seeds of hope, faith, and love. May God continue to bless you richly, enlarge your territory, and cause His face to shine upon you. May He meet you at the point of your need, fulfill the desires of your heart, and multiply every seed you have sown 100-fold. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for believing in this vision, for standing with us in this journey, and for being an active part of what God is doing through this platform. Let us continue to labor together for the glory of God, knowing that our work in the Lord is not in vain. You are loved. You are valued. You are appreciated. God bless you abundantly. A messenger is someone sent with a message from one party to another. But in God's kingdom, being a messenger is not just about delivering words. It is about being the message. Your life, actions, decisions, and character must align with the truth you proclaim. In ancient times, messengers were trusted servants. Kings did not send just anyone to carry their decrees. They chose individuals who were loyal, reliable, and capable of accurately representing their authority. The same is true with God. You are not chosen because you are perfect. You are chosen because He trusts you to carry His truth faithfully. Imagine a courier delivering a priceless artifact. Their job is not just to deliver the package but to protect it, ensuring it arrives intact. As a messenger of the covenant, you are carrying something far more precious than gold, the eternal promises of God. You must guard it with your life, ensuring it is not corrupted or diluted. The message you carry is not your own. It belongs to God. This is a critical truth because the authority of a messenger is rooted in the one who sends them. You are not speaking on your own behalf, but as an ambassador of the King of Kings. 2 Corinthians 5:20 declares, "We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making His appeal through us." This means that every word you speak, every action you take, and every step of obedience you walk carries the weight of heaven behind it. Let this truth empower you to speak boldly, live righteously, and fulfill your divine mission with unwavering confidence. But being a messenger of the covenant comes with great responsibility. It requires more than words. It demands a life fully surrendered to God's will. You must be willing to live out the message you proclaim. The world is watching, measuring the authenticity of your message by the way you live. If your actions contradict your words, the message loses its power. But when your life aligns with your calling, you become a beacon of truth that draws others toward God. This responsibility also comes with challenges. Messengers throughout history have faced rejection, persecution, and even isolation. John the Baptist prepared the way for Christ with boldness, yet he was imprisoned and ultimately executed. The apostles preached the gospel at great personal cost, facing threats, imprisonment, and martyrdom. Even Jesus himself, the ultimate messenger, was rejected by many and crucified. Carrying God's message will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. To walk this path, you must develop resilience, perseverance, and unshakable faith. You must be prepared to speak truth even when it is unpopular, to stand firm even when the world pressures you to compromise, and to trust God even when you do not understand His plan. Your strength will come not from yourself, but from the Holy Spirit who empowers you to carry out your mission. So I ask you today, are you ready to accept the call? Are you willing to step fully into your role as a messenger of the covenant, carrying God's truth to a world that desperately needs it? The assignment is before you. The responsibility is great, but so is the reward. Those who remain faithful will hear these words from their Lord. "Well done, my good and faithful servant." The world is waiting. God is calling. Will you rise to the occasion? To be an effective messenger, you must embody certain qualities. Let us examine 3 critical traits through the lives of biblical messengers. Number 1. Boldness, like John the Baptist. John the Baptist was the voice crying in the wilderness, preparing the way for the Lord. He confronted sin without fear, and proclaimed the coming of the Messiah with boldness. His courage was unwavering, and he did not compromise the truth, even when it led to his imprisonment and death. Boldness does not mean recklessness. It means standing firm in faith even when faced with resistance. As messengers of God, we are called to speak his truth boldly, without fear of rejection or persecution. We must not shy away from delivering God's word, even when it is difficult or unpopular. Number 2, perseverance. Like Moses faced immense challenges as he delivered God's message to Pharaoh and led the Israelites out of Egypt. Despite constant opposition, he persevered. Moses' journey was not easy. He endured doubt, complaints from his own people, and Pharaoh's stubbornness. Yet, he remained faithful to God's call. This perseverance teaches us that being a messenger requires resilience. There will be obstacles, moments of discouragement and trials that test our faith. However, just as Moses continued forward with unwavering trust in God, we too must press on, knowing that the Lord is with us every step of the way. When you feel like giving up, remember Moses and how he relied on God's strength rather than his own. Number 3, sacrificial love. Like Jesus is the ultimate messenger of the covenant. He not only proclaimed the message but became the message through his sacrificial death and resurrection. His love for humanity was so profound that he willingly laid down his life for our salvation. This sacrificial love is what sets apart true messengers of God. To be effective, we must be willing to put others before ourselves, to love unconditionally, and to serve without expecting anything in return. Jesus' life was a perfect example of humility, compassion, and selflessness. As messengers, we are called to reflect his love in our words and actions, demonstrating God's grace and mercy to the world. Being a messenger is not just about speaking, it is about living the message. Every aspect of your life should align with God's truth. People should see Christ in the way you love, serve, and remain steadfast in faith. Your actions must reflect the message you proclaim, for a messenger whose life contradicts their words loses credibility. A true messenger is also one who continually seeks God's presence. Spend time in prayer, study the Word, and allow the Holy Spirit to guide you. Being a messenger is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong calling that requires daily surrender to God's will. The world is watching, and your faithfulness can inspire others to seek the truth. So, I ask you, are you ready to accept this call? Will you stand boldly like John the Baptist, persevere like Moses, and love sacrificially like Jesus? The world needs messengers who are not only willing to proclaim God's word, but to live it wholeheartedly. The time is now. Answer the call. Carry the message with boldness, perseverance, and love, knowing that you are chosen for this divine assignment. This is your moment. The world is desperate for truth, hope, and light. You are God's answer to that need. The fire of the covenant burns within you. The question is, will you let it consume you? This is not the time for hesitation. The world is waiting. God is calling. Will you rise as his messenger, ready to carry his covenant to the nations? Will you answer the call with unwavering faith, knowing that your obedience could change lives and impact generations? Many have been called before you, prophets, disciples, and saints who have walked this path with courage and conviction. They faced trials, opposition, and sacrifice, yet they pressed forward because they knew the weight of their calling. You are now among them, entrusted with a mission that carries eternal significance. Let your heart be steadfast. Let your soul be fearless. Stand firm in the truth and let the fire within you shine brightly for all to see. It will not be an easy journey, but God's strength will sustain you. He has already equipped you with everything you need: faith, wisdom, resilience, and His Holy Spirit to guide you. Your time is now. There is no room for doubt, no space for fear. Every great move of God begins with one willing heart. Will you be that heart today? Will you be the voice that speaks truth in a world clouded with confusion? Will you be the light that shines in the darkness? The choice is yours. The world needs you. Heaven is calling. Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, I come before you with a heart open and willing to serve. Thank you for choosing me, for calling me to be a messenger of your truth, hope, and love. I acknowledge the weight of this calling, and I surrender myself completely to your divine will. Lord, ignite within me a holy fire, one that cannot be quenched. Give me boldness like John the Baptist, perseverance like Moses, and sacrificial love like Jesus. Strengthen me in moments of doubt, and let my faith remain unshaken in the face of trials. Fill me with your wisdom, so that every word I speak and every action I take reflects your glory. Let my life be a living testimony of your grace, a light that leads others to you. May I walk in unwavering obedience, trusting that you have equipped me for this mission. Use me, Lord, to bring truth to the lost, hope to the weary, and light to the darkness. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. If this message has blessed you, please subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us reach more souls and spread the message of truth, hope, and salvation. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Also, share this message with someone who needs to hear it today. Together we can change lives and expand God's kingdom. May God bless you abundantly for your faithfulness. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Let's continue to shine His light in the world. Amen. In the quiet moments of introspection, we often wonder why, despite our best intentions and efforts to live kindly and authentically, we still encounter negativity, rejection, or even hostility from those around us. It seems paradoxical, even confusing, when we strive to be the best versions of ourselves, only to be met with disdain or mistreatment. What is the root of this discord? Why do some people, even without clear reason, seem to harbor ill feelings toward us or reject our presence entirely? The answer lies not in what you do, but in who you are, the light you carry within you. You may not fully recognize it, but you possess a powerful spiritual presence that profoundly affects others. Your spirit, shining brightly in its authenticity, kindness, and wisdom, can disrupt and unsettle the shadows that lie within those who have not yet faced their inner darkness. The discomfort you sense from them is not about you as an individual, but about what your light represents. It's a mirror reflecting their unhealed wounds, insecurities, and struggles, often provoking responses of resentment or hostility. As we explore these reasons, you'll begin to understand the purpose behind the pain and how it's all leading to your breakthrough. So if you're ready to embrace your journey with renewed strength, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more powerful insights that will uplift and empower you. You're on the verge of something great, and you don't want to miss what comes next. In a world often dominated by shadows, fear, ignorance, envy, and greed, your inner light stands as a rare and potent force. It shines brightly, not just as a reflection of who you are, but as a mirror that reveals the hidden depths in others. Your light isn't merely an outward projection of goodness. It is a profound energy that comes from deep within, born of your unique connection to the divine, to your higher self, and to the truth of your existence. This energy, this radiance, is what sets you apart and makes you different. It's an aura of authenticity and compassion, a spiritual essence that many sense even if they cannot fully comprehend it. While some may be inspired by your radiance, drawn to you, uplifted by your presence, and moved to align themselves with the same sense of purpose, there are others for whom your light is deeply unsettling. It doesn't just exist as a pleasant glow to them. It serves as a spotlight that illuminates the darkest parts of their being. For many, this is unbearable. Why? Because it exposes the very things they have been hiding from, sometimes for their entire lives. Darkness, in this sense, isn't just the absence of light. It's the accumulation of unaddressed fears, insecurities, unresolved traumas, and unmet shadows of the soul. These shadows linger within people, consciously or unconsciously, keeping them trapped in cycles of negativity, bitterness, and stagnation. For those who have yet to confront their inner darkness, seeing someone like you, someone who shines with authenticity and spiritual clarity, forces them to face their own reflection. Your presence alone can stir something deep within them, awakening fears or unresolved wounds that they have kept buried. But the truth is, not everyone is ready to face their own shadows. Many people spend their lives building walls around their insecurities, creating distractions and indulging in patterns of denial to avoid the painful work of self-examination. When they encounter someone like you, someone whose energy reflects their unhealed parts, they may not understand why they feel uncomfortable, but they will feel it intensely. That discomfort often manifests as resentment, jealousy, or even hostility. It is easier for them to deflect the discomfort outward rather than look inward. Instead of viewing your light as an invitation to heal, they may see it as a threat. This is where the divide occurs. Your inner light, your authenticity, can trigger negative responses in those who are not ready to confront their own darkness. The irony is that the very thing they reject, the illumination you offer, is what could set them free if they were willing to do the inner work. Your kindness and authenticity may be misinterpreted as arrogance or superiority, not because you are acting with pride, but because your presence magnifies the areas in their lives where they feel inadequate or incomplete. This dynamic is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a testament to the power of your light. You are a living, breathing reminder that higher paths exist, paths of love, growth, and awakening. To those stuck in cycles of darkness, this is a truth they may not yet be prepared to accept. The energy you carry is not just ordinary, it is divine, radiant, and transformative. There are those who, consciously or unconsciously, can feel this powerful energy the moment you walk into a room. They may not know why they react the way they do, but they instinctively sense that something about you is different, something they cannot quite put their finger on, but that deeply unsettles them. In spiritual terms, you are aligned with the higher vibrations of love, compassion, and authenticity. This energy naturally disrupts lower vibrations, fear, jealousy, and dishonesty. Imagine you are a tuning fork vibrating at a high frequency. Those whose lives are built around lower frequencies, negative emotions, toxic environments, superficial pursuits, will find your energy jarring. It's like trying to tune a dissonant note to a harmonious chord. The process can be uncomfortable and chaotic for those unprepared for the shift. In environments that thrive on the status quo, whether social circles that encourage mediocrity, workplaces mired in toxicity, or relationships built on unhealthy dynamics, your presence represents a threat. People are forced to confront truths they would rather suppress. You are a walking catalyst for change, and while some will embrace this opportunity for growth, others will resent it fiercely. Their resentment is a defense mechanism, a way to protect the comfort zones they have constructed around their lives. For them, change represents risk, and risk is frightening. Your existence alone challenges their complacency, making them feel exposed and vulnerable. And so, they react not to you, but to the deeper fear that your energy triggers within them. One of the most painful human experiences is to be confronted with something, or someone, that represents what we most deeply desire but fear we can never attain. This form of discomfort often cuts to the core, stirring a complex blend of longing, envy, and self-doubt. For those who are struggling on their spiritual path, or who feel disconnected from their true selves, you may inadvertently become the embodiment of what they long for, but secretly believe is out of reach. The pain arises from the conflict between their heart's yearning and the mind's conviction that such fulfillment is unattainable. This inner turmoil is profound. When people see you, someone who radiates authenticity, spiritual clarity, and inner peace, it can awaken something deep within them. A reminder of the life they have always hoped for, but, for various reasons, haven't yet embraced. You may represent the version of themselves they wish they could become, but they feel trapped by their own limiting beliefs, past traumas, or societal conditioning. In you, they see a reflection of what could be, but they are reminded of the gap between their current reality and their ideal self. This gap can be agonizing, triggering a defensive reaction rather than an embrace of hope. For some, seeing your light ignites a painful sense of inadequacy. They might have once believed in their potential for growth, happiness, or spiritual fulfillment, but feel they have lost their way. Life's challenges, disappointments, or the weight of conformity may have slowly eroded their confidence and clarity. They may see in you the embodiment of that lost potential, a life lived with purpose, a heart aligned with love, and a mind free from fear. But instead of feeling inspired, they may feel confronted by the harsh reality that they've been avoiding their own inner work. It's important to understand that this reaction has little to do with you personally. It's not about your specific actions, words, or choices. It's about the internal dialogue they have been carrying, stories of not being good enough, never being able to change, or always falling short. You, in your radiance, unknowingly force them to confront these limiting beliefs, and rather than face the discomfort of self-examination, they turn that discomfort outward, making you the target of their frustration. You may hear things like, "You think you're better than everyone else," or "Why can't you just be normal?" These statements are not about you. They are about the deep-seated fear that they themselves will never be able to rise to the level of authenticity and spiritual alignment that you have reached. Your success, your light, and your perseverance challenge their self-imposed limitations, and their resentment is a way of avoiding the painful truth that they are capable of so much more if they were only willing to take the journey inward. As a spiritually aligned individual, you possess an innate empathy and sensitivity that allows you to see through the masks people wear. You don't just engage with people on a surface level, you connect with them soul to soul. While this is a beautiful gift, it can also be unsettling for those who have spent their lives constructing elaborate defenses to protect themselves from pain, vulnerability, or rejection. When you interact with others, you often reflect back to them the wounds they have tried so hard to bury. You may notice patterns of insecurity, fear, or self-doubt that they aren't ready to acknowledge in themselves. Even if you never speak these observations aloud, your very presence can make people feel seen in a way that they are not prepared for. Think of it like this. You are a mirror, and when others look into that mirror, they see not only the parts of themselves they are proud of, but also the aspects they have been avoiding. Old wounds, unresolved traumas, or emotional scars. For some, this reflection is empowering, as it offers them the opportunity to heal and grow. But for others, it is terrifying. This is particularly true when it comes to people who have built their identity around their unhealed wounds. These individuals may define themselves by their past hurts or traumas, and your light threatens to disrupt that narrative. Rather than embracing healing, they cling to the familiarity of their pain. And you, as the mirror that reflects back the truth, become the object of their resentment. Your spiritual energy naturally brings hidden shadows into the light. This is a powerful gift, but it also means that some people will react defensively, choosing to lash out at you rather than face the difficult work of healing. They may accuse you of being too sensitive or overly emotional, projecting their own unprocessed feelings onto you in an attempt to avoid confronting their own pain. It's important to remember that these reactions are not your responsibility to fix. While you may be a mirror for others, it is up to them to decide whether they will use that reflection as an opportunity for healing or continue to live in denial of their wounds. Your role is simply to hold space, to be a compassionate presence, and to stay true to your own path of growth and awakening. Chosen ones are known for their resilience. No matter how many obstacles you face, you continue to rise, learning from every setback and growing stronger with each challenge. This strength can be intimidating to those who have not yet cultivated their own resilience. When others see you thriving despite adversity, it can make them feel weak or inadequate. They might wonder why they struggle while you continue to persevere. instead of seeing your resilience as something to admire or emulate. They may lash out in jealousy, attempting to bring you down to their level. Your resilience is a reflection of your connection to the divine and your unwavering commitment to your spiritual path. But for those who are still grappling with their own inner challenges, it can feel like a painful reminder of their own unresolved issues. Another reason chosen ones often face mistreatment is that you serve as a catalyst for change in the lives of those around you. Your spiritual energy doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone you come into contact with. You are like a pebble thrown into a pond, creating ripples that extend far beyond your immediate circle. For some, this change is welcome. They feel inspired by your presence, motivated to begin their own spiritual journeys or make positive changes in their lives. But for others, change is terrifying. It threatens their sense of stability and forces them to confront uncomfortable truths. Because you are a catalyst for change, you may unintentionally trigger resistance in others. People may react defensively, trying to hold on to old patterns and resist the growth that your presence inspires. This resistance can manifest as mistreatment, criticism, or even outright hostility. Finally, the seventh reason chosen ones face adversity is that you are not of this world in the typical sense. You have a spiritual mission that transcends the materialistic, ego-driven concerns of society. This can make you feel like an outsider, someone who doesn't quite fit into the conventional molds. You may have felt this sense of alienation since childhood, as if you were meant for something greater but couldn't quite place what it was. This feeling of being set apart is not just a personal experience, it's something others pick up on as well. When people sense that you are different, that you don't conform to the norms of society, it can create a sense of discomfort. People are often wary of what they don't understand, and your uniqueness may provoke suspicion, envy, or even aggression. However, this difference is also your greatest strength. You were not meant to fit into the molds created by others. You were meant to break them. Your spiritual mission requires you to stand apart, to shine your light in a world that sometimes prefers darkness. As we've explored today, the challenges faced by chosen ones are not random. They're a reflection of the powerful light you carry and the spiritual journey you are on. Being misunderstood, envied, or even rejected is often part of the path before your greatest breakthrough. It's the universe's way of refining you, testing your resilience, and preparing you for the purpose you're meant to fulfill. Remember, the resistance you face is not about your worth. It's about the brilliance of your spirit illuminating the shadows in others. Stay strong, stay true to your higher calling, and never let the negativity of others dim the light within you. Every trial is a stepping stone toward the breakthrough that will not only elevate you, but inspire those around you. If this message resonated with you, and you're on a journey of spiritual growth and self-discovery, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Join our community of light bearers, and let's continue to walk this path together, embracing the challenges and celebrating the breakthroughs to come. Until next time, keep shining, and never forget that your light has a divine purpose.